Every time I wave, I completely forget that my hand just vanishes into the void. Hello, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good evening. How you doing? Hope you're doing okay. Welcome to another episode of the Mind of the Martyr, episode 30. Kind of feels simultaneously very kind of very soon and also not at all. We are here. We are ready to party in a cave full of worms. It's going to be an interesting time, certainly, tonight. I'm interested to see where it all ends up going. And we have another new face, as you may see. We have the wonderful Leona joining us tonight. Why don't you go ahead and say hello and just a little bit about yourself?
Hello! My name is Leona. You can find me on Twitter at the Leona Maple. I am a sensitivity reader, and I'm also the founder of a little show called Vibrant Legends, which is an all Bimpock one-shot series that runs on the Dicey Amazons channel on Saturdays. So those are the places you can find me.
Yes, we love the folks at Dicey Amazons over here. We love the Vibrant Legends crew. They are fantastic. Yeah, we are... my brain just shorted out then. It's like, we are... Yep, that's what we are. Yep, good job. Fantastic. OMG, another cat. Yes, yes. More cats to add to the collection. It is going to be fantastic. Eventually... Orin, Eridan, everyone's just going to turn to cats. That's it. The entire show is just going to be a cat show.
It's going to be Cats, the musical, the movie, the TTRPG series.
No.
Yes.
It's right, definitely not going to be, because the film was atrocious, and I might get into trouble with the theatre community for saying this, but the show is bad too. It's very bad.
I was talking about Cats, the musical, the movie, the musical today.
Oh, lordy, no. Anyway, enough of bad Andrew Lloyd. I was going to say, yeah, moving on from bad Andrew Lloyd Webber shows, because there's a few. We're going to jump in with the Mind of the Martyr here. We do have a few sponsors which keep the channel going. One of the first sponsors is the wonderful folks at Grinding Coffee. Grinding Coffee are a Black-owned LGBT plus company that are also doing a Kickstarter currently in order to make sure that they can keep serving you fantastic coffee throughout the hellscape that is the pandemic at the moment. Go ahead and head to their website. You can just throw in Grinding Coffee into Google and you'll find it. They have a fantastic collection of various different types of coffee, as well as various different blends. If a few catch your eye, but you're not quite sure what you want to go for, they also do little sample collections, so you can go ahead and get a little bit of multiple things to you. They're fantastic. We are so happy to be supporting them. Go ahead and throw in FWRD at the checkout, and that'll get you 13% off. Not only will that be saving you money, that will also help, that will go to the channel and help us keep doing our thing. Mainly our charity streams. We kind of use the cash to keep those going and purchase the games and make sure that we're getting everything we can, artwork and all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, we are also partnered with the wonderful folks at So Nerdware. So Nerdware have a fantastic range of various different TTRPG related merchandise and paraphernalia, also including some other fantastic streamers. So go ahead and check them out. Throw in the code FRIENDS for 10% off your order there. They recently, or relatively recently, had a update to their stock. So they've got a few more different items you can go and grab. Anything from t-shirts, hats, mats, dice, pretty much anything you can think of. Yeah, go ahead and check them out. We are also a part of the wonderful Emporium streaming group, who are a variety group, essentially, of various different Twitch streamers who come together to create some wonderful things, hopefully. So go ahead and check out Emporium. We're going to be doing a big event with them, including a couple of really cool giveaways. It's going to be quite a mixture of things to give away as well. So hopefully you will go and check that out when that's active and live. And of course, you will hear it from us when there's a bit more information on that. All right. That's enough of me blathering on. Who is doing the recap and bringing our folks up to speed?
That would be me, I believe, if I can remember correctly. We're in the city of Genzo. Is where we met some lovely new people here, including our new bard friend Mara and our new tree person. Beautiful Jacaranda. She's quite impressive. Oren, myself, I'm still trying to figure it out. I think she's just a gift from the sisters. We heard that the town was under a bit of a attack, an infestation of worms that were eating their crops and attacking people when people would try to stop them. So we investigated a little. I climbed down a tunnel. Then I sent me little wee lava servant Jack down, and he actually tracked them pretty well. We were able to follow him. I went for a wee swim, got sucked into an underwater cave. That was not very pleasant, but at least there was air down there. Stinks to high heavens, but it'll be all right. We made our way through, found some pretty cool crystals down there. It was nice and beautiful. And then, well, we kind of reached an area where there's quite a bit of worms. So this is going to be fun, right?
Fun indeed. I have no idea how this is going to go. And I'm as curious as you are to see how this is going to end up. Yeah. So where we last left off, the session, you had traveled down through the cave that you had been unceremoniously thrown into, some of you. It took a little while before you entered this very, very large cavern that had sections of these glowing warm crystals across the walls, as well as stalagmites, stalactites, and in the center of this large room was almost this, there's almost a collection of various different kinds of mushrooms, almost like a garden, that seem to be placed right in the center and have been kind of let loose, so to speak, just allowing them to grow across the surface of this cavernous area. You do see very high above you and hear the slight rumbling as there are a few worms traveling through the earth. You can see kind of as they bend and enter into another point. They seem to be mostly higher up right now, quite a way away from the party. And there are 3 corridors that lead out from this large room. To the left, the middle, and the right, respectively. And that is where we find ourselves.
We're standing there. Is there... Does it seem like they notice us at all? Or are they just going about their business?
They seem to be going about their business. Whether they've noticed you or not is probably another matter entirely. It's kind of... Worms don't have faces. It's kind of... it's a little hard to
How
tell.
well versed are we in basic worm anatomy?
Well, it's a tube of flesh.
Not as well versed as I have been in the past few hours.
Mara's gonna take out her swords. Just cause.
Mhm.
So there's 3 tunnels, and you said we could hear worms, or we
Yeah,
saw them?
there are worms above you that you can hear / see if you have dark vision that are just kind of burrowing through sections randomly. They're just going about their business.
Does it seem they're going in like a specific, like the same direction, different directions?
Different directions. They just seem to be
Okay.
burrowing.
I'll use trusty 6th sense again and see within 60 feet if I feel any presences.
Okay. Within 60 feet, apart from your party, you would get, a strange, foreboding sense of unease across you.
Okay. I don't know if it necessarily tells me where they are. Just like if they're close, and I would feel like positively or negatively about them.
Yeah. So these things are definitely neutral, and you know that there are some within your 60 foot, otherwise you wouldn't be able to feel them.
Okay.
So
Can I roll like? No, well, I want to do like. Can I roll investigation? I guess to see if I can smell anything worth smelling. Sniff crime out. Gotta go here. Where's the thing? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, the captions are always fun. We're gonna see which dice likes me the most.
Sometimes they are they are super accurate and super onto it, and sometimes they just miss the mark. It's okay.
That was a 12.
A 12, okay. You're trying to use your senses to gain a lay of the situation. Unfortunately, there's quite the distraction by the pungent aroma that sits in the center of the room from all of these different mushrooms. That and the general kind of dampness that is also in these caves is a little distracting. You wouldn't pick up anything specific.
Oren, where's Jack?
Do I still feel him? Is he still
Yeah,
in existence?
He is still marching. If you were to go ahead and track him, he would go down the center route.
It feels like he's still chugging along. Straight ahead, if you care to follow.
Well,
Down that middle tunnel there.
Cole, your mic's not coming through. For context, for the folks at home who missed it, Eridan's going to go ahead and send Ashtalora forwards their little familiar just to check the area. Were you sending them down the centermost one? Okay. Have Ashtalora roll a perception check for me. Okay, so an 18 for Ashtalora, as you're going ahead and sorting out the tech issues there. Ashtalora travels down this corridor for a little while. It is very much the same kind of musty, slightly damp, slightly warm, and rather disgusting cavern that you've already been through. However, it probably takes a couple of minutes maybe before you hear the slight sound of metal just tapping rhythmically against stone.
I want her to go find the source of this metal.
Okay.
Is it friend or foe?
Astalora carries on down the darkness. As you're going a little bit deeper into the caves, you start seeing collections of this black Icarus mucus
Ugh.
that was covering the worms themselves for a brief amount of time as they were burrowing. There's just small patches here and there across both the walls, the ground, and the ceiling itself.
Ashtalora makes a stink face and carries on.
The tapping definitely seems to be rhythmic. You hear a section of stone come loose. A little bit more tapping, another section comes loose. As the corridor that you're currently in begins to descend, as you crest over that section there, Valentine, would you like to describe what you look like?
Oh my god, okay. So, Valentine is a Leonin Tempest cleric. She has this long pink hair that emerges from between her, around her lion ears, her lioness ears. She's wearing long flowing purple robes that kind of have like a constellation design on them. And she's like regular Leonin. She stands on her two hind legs and she walks around. I'm trying to think of what else y'all would want to know about her. She kind of looks like this.
Oh no!
Awesome.
Here's one I made earlier.
Do you
Let
want
me
to describe what she
myself,
looks
but
like?
also look at me.
Motions to face.
Wonderful, wonderful. Valentine.
I'm terrible at description. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. I'm
She's
sure more will come out
beautiful.
as the game goes.
Also, Ashtalora has discovered our newest two friends.
Mm.
Cats making
True,
friends.
Uh-huh. As Ashtalora crests over this section, you would see her currently just kind of mining out a section of the glowing crystal from the wall. Valentine, you found yourself here entirely by accident, let's be honest. Upon getting stuck in this cavern here, you noticed the crystals that were growing across the walls and realized these are pretty difficult to get to. They're not necessarily super rare, but they're relatively rare. And where they do exist in the world, they are very difficult to actually find and get to and harvest. So perhaps it's worth going ahead and collecting what you can now that you've got this opportunity and deal with getting yourself out of the situation later. You've seen a few of these worm creatures as you've kind of been exploring around the little section of the cave. However, they have left you well enough alone for the most part. You... Actually, what's your passive perception?
Let me double check. Passive perception is 15.
15, that's pretty good. Cool. So as you're kind of using a tiny little pickaxe just to chip away sections of these crystals here, you hear the slight pitter-patter of footsteps just to the side of you. And as the source of this pitter-patter comes over the little descent, you would see Ashtalora, who is a Norwegian forest cat, Tresson.
Aw.
She's black and gray, and currently her eyes are glowing like a silvery blue color.
Aw. I think Valentine would see her and be like, "Oh, hello, little friend. What are you doing down here?" And she'll try to like summon her, like invite her over, and just kind of make like friendly noises.
I feel like at that point, like, yes, Aridin can see through Ashtalora's eyes, but Ashtalora is still Ashtalora. So Ashtalora's like, pets? Fuck yeah. And so Ashtalora's gonna go over and, you know, be a super friendly cat and a traitor. Meanwhile, back with the rest of the party, Aridin will just be like, there's someone down here mining something. Seems friendly enough. Do we go investigate? Ashlor's already... Aridin, like, snaps back. Ashlor has made her decision already, it seems.
Are they further ahead in this tunnel that we are investigating?
The center one, yes.
It seems like we will be investigating whatever Ashlor is investigating then.
I don't know if it's investigating. I think she found someone that she wants pets from, and that's her motivation. So
the fact that she found a being that isn't a worm in an underground tunnel cave that we got to through the worst ride of my life seems interesting. Maybe this person knows a way out that isn't through the worst ride of my life.
And if Astalora is just trotting up to them, it might be friendly.
they seem friendly. We good to go then?
Aye, but I'd proceed with caution. I don't want to set off any of these wormies.
And with that,
Agreed.
All right. So, going ahead and heading down this centermost pathway carefully. You go ahead and trace the steps of Ashtalora. It takes a few minutes before you would see both Ashtalora and Valentine. Valentine, you would pick up their footsteps far before you would see them. Sounds like a small collection of individuals. It's almost quite nice to hear, as worms don't make footfalls, so it's quite nice to find something that is not a worm in this cave, as you have encountered quite a few of them. As they come towards the beginning of the descent, you would see a few individuals.
I think as they're approaching, all they can hear is like Valentine like talking to Ashalura and being like, "Hello, little friend. You know, where are you all on your own? Like, you know, just like asking all these questions to this cat and like purring at this cat, like this little lion is purring at a cat." And and then I think when she hears other people, she kind of straightens back up again and she goes, "Hello, who's there?" Oh, a little head rub. Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
love
well, that's
But also like, no, keep petting me.
Yeah.
Keep petting me.
okay.
I love the idea of us like coming and then just hearing like a lot of purring. Like that's just what we hear.
Oh yeah, and the purring is echoing throughout the cave as well, as it's carrying, the noise is carrying through.
I love it. Oh, are these your friends? Oh, hello.
Hello.
Valentine, you see quite the motley crew.
Yeah. Brief introductions.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
see a small red-haired halfling in a gi with a tree tattoo on his chest.
The most anime protagonist. You see an individual who looks pretty feline, but without being a cat. She has a very large satchel and is probably clinking as she walks. and is hanging out towards the middle of the pack.
You
The
see
safest location.
You see a mocha-skinned human with a nice curly, well, not curly, wet afro at this point, with glowing, with two scimitars that are pulled. They have glowing hilts right now because humans can't see. It's kind of dark down there. So.
And bringing up the rear very slowly, you see a tree-like person. I think of her as looking like Diana Ross, but a tree. And then she has like almost like an afro, but it's purple flowers, like a jacaranda tree. And then she also has the same stones that you seem to be taking from these walls. She has a few like embedded in her bark.
Oh, wow.
And then she also has a crocheted tree symbol halter top thing that has like an opal in the middle.
Very cool. Ah, yes, I had a feeling I wasn't alone. Hello.
Mara put her swords away and walk up. Hi, I'm Mara Katani.
Mara, it's lovely to meet you. My name is Valentine.
Valentine, do you live down here?
Oh, goodness, no. I live very far away. I suppose you could call me a wanderer. I like exploring and discovering different places. Yeah, I ended up down here kind of purely by accident. But you see those crystals on the wall? Yeah, they're kind of rare, and they would be really good for my craft. So I was mining them, making the best of a weird situation.
We kind of mined a bit earlier, but just with mace. Don't have as good of tools as you do.
Oh.
How did you find yourself down here?
You said you wandered here. You didn't swim here, did you?
No. Goodness, no. No. I was on a walk, and all of a sudden I found myself at the entrance to a cavern, and I got kind of lost in this cavern. I'm sure I'll find my way out, though. I just have no idea where I am.
Well, at least we know there is a way out. That's comforting.
Oh, most certainly. Did you not come out that way? Or come in that way?
We came in through the more wet passageway, I guess.
More
Oh
wet,
my.
more twisty.
Oh my.
Sort of undercurrent being tugged into a ton. It was, yeah.
Oh my.
Don't go that
Oh,
way.
Dear.
Not very
okay.
pleasant.
Got it.
We are here to dissuade this worm hive from attacking a local village.
Oh, have you tried talking to them?
Yes.
It doesn't work out as well as you would think.
Right.
I couldn't understand what they were saying, but it sounded like just a lot of screaming.
Well, one just like ripped itself apart. So, yeah, talking doesn't work as well as you'd
Well,
think.
that's
They're not
rather
under the
dramatic.
influence of magic either, so that's strange.
Very strange.
Oh, they're not. We know.
We
Figured
think
this
they're
out?
part of a hive mind and that there's a general worm leader that we're trying to suss out.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about worms, but but
This is the weirdest side quest, guys. Why?
But that does sound rather logical. Yes. Well, considering I'm thoroughly lost and I don't know my way around here, but it's nice to have company. Would you all mind if I join you?
Considering you know the way out, do you mind if we join you?
Oh, of course. Happy to have company.
Excellent, wonderful. Dawan.
Oh, and nice to meet you, Valentine.
Valentine, it's a pleasure. My name's Oren. I think we might, if you don't mind, we're gonna try to find the leader and hopefully talk our ways out if we can, and try to protect the village above.
Of course, I would be happy to lend my services. I would also like to make sure that this village is not harmed.
So, while we're here and discussing worm things, can we just go over what we know about these worms? Because I feel like I don't know anything about them besides this leader aspect. So can we compare notes?
I don't think we know too much.
But we know it's not magical? That's poisonous?
Anyone who is trained in nature can make a nature check.
I'm like 90% sure
Okay.
it ain't me. It ain't
Probably
me.
not gonna be good on me.
Okay.
10.
Okay, yeah, you don't know a lot. you know about as much as you know right now.
I cast identify on it, and that's how I know, or not identify. I cast something on it, and it would tell me if there was any like magical influence or a spell or something on them, and it didn't ping
identify.
anything.
Like
Yeah.
if they were cursed.
I got a 15 for nature. ET dibs.
15. Okay.
I got a 50.
50. Honestly, nature cleric, I wouldn't be surprised. So, yeah. So far, they just seem like giant versions of like earthworms.
But
There's nothing
Angie?
that are specifically, yeah, just angie earthworms. They
Angie
haven't
earthworms
shown.
that want food from the village and only attack people when they get in the way of.
The only unique trait that they have shown so far is this like Icarus mucus that they are able to produce. Not only does it make them slippery, but with that nature check, you would probably assume it allows them to travel underwater. As worms don't have lungs, they breathe through their skin.
Okay.
So the reason they were able to go around that lake area is perhaps they didn't go around it. They went through it.
Over the table, I'm sitting here going, what does that have to do with the Kruthic invasions too? Like, it just seems like all these weird underground nonsense is happening. But that's over the table.
Well, and we know that they're very hungry.
Yeah, they're like...
Like, they're voracious, like, even after they've eaten all the crops of the village.
Yeah, so like something is going on.
So, Dewan, did you tell us about the Icarus stuff?
Yes. Let's say I like stooped down to
Like,
rub some of it between. No.
Just don't be Orin. Don't lick it.
No, I
Yeah,
am a
exactly.
healer. I don't put strange things in my mouth, okay? I do smell it and rub it between my fingers, though.
okay, so we don't think that's a normal thing that these worms...
We know that
have.
we know that normal earthworms do not excrete it.
Yeah,
And that's-
this is unique.
Yeah, and also
they
over
look
the
like
table,
earthworms.
too,
Is someone, like, giving these worms some type of magic? Well, I don't want to...
not magic, but like,
Lubrication?
It's also strange because
Magic
No!
lubrication.
Okay, I said the whole word, so it wouldn't be weird, okay?
The weirder.
it's still uncomfy. Ah, okay.
Well, if we don't think it's normal, like, where did they get this stuff from?
Well, if it's specifically for them underwater, it's strange that they're traveling to the surface for food.
Do normal earthworms live in a hive?
I don't know anything
thought they would
about
just be,
Earth.
like,
I mean,
their own-
I've
like when
dissected one, but like that doesn't.
When I've dug in the dirt, usually it's
No.
like one earthworm, not like 20.
I don't think they're
Yeah.
like ants.
Earthworms are not hive-minded.
Yeah.
But these seem to be hive-minded from what
Just
we've
like that
observed.
one anime I watched.
So all the more reason for us
Ray
to
probably watched it too. That's probably what's happening. Keep it in mind.
deeper. All the more reason for us to go deeper and find whoever
The worm leader.
the worm leader.
No avoiding it.
No.
There's no avoiding it.
No.
I can try.
Fuck.
This, as you kind of like have rubbed your fingers into
Ugh.
the ichor, it is sticky. It is very unpleasant. It's very sticky. It smells awful. And as you go ahead and try and kind of get rid of it, it doesn't come off. It is just stuck to your fingers. It's
Ew.
that sticky.
Ooh.
It's like almost, it's not quite like adhesive levels of stuck, but it's very, very, very viscous.
Okay, can we say it's stuck on my scale mail gloves then?
Yes.
Because I
for
do
now.
have scale mail gloves. Or scale mail armor. I've decided to make it gloves because scale mail armor is not cute fantasy. Yeah.
As long as everything
Does
hits
not
your
fit the
hands, you're
aesthetic.
protected.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen. We're here for the aesthetic, okay?
We're here for the aesthetic. I can't see how scale mail fits my nature cleric. I apologize. But nature cleric who handles cats definitely has scale mail gloves.
That's just smart.
That's just smart.
I should have scale mail gloves.
Yeah,
Like me, Adam. Like, as a fat cat.
Austin needs scale mail gloves.
No, poor Adam. Okay.
So should we try to get a worm? Another one? Follow it? Talk to it?
Yeah, are the worms like going in a direction? Are they?
I think he said
Do
they're
we
going
see any?
in like different
meandering?
directions. Yeah, they're not like.
Can I try to like
Jack found any worms yet?
grab one out
Because
of
he
the
was-
ceiling?
He was
Oh,
supposed to go down the tunnels until he found worms, right?
Is
And he
Jack
hasn't
still
yet?
kinda...
Jack can probably nab
Just
one
going.
too. Well, our Jack. I guess they're
Yeah,
both our
sorry.
Jack. Our party Jack. not Orin's Jack.
Right.
Jack the lava golem has stopped moving.
Hmm. About how far?
Probably another 200-300 foot down. Like, as in like further along, but also
Mhm.
descending.
And he stopped as in like just stopped moving, is standing still, or stopped like his time is up and he blinked out of existence?
No, he stopped walking. Although he probably does not have very long left.
No,
after
I don't
all
think
this.
so. I think like scouting, it's like an hour and a half
Yeah.
or something like that. Like an hour.
Yeah, he has about an hour.
Well, Jack seems to have stopped about 200-300 feet that way, but still down. He's in a tunnel below us.
Well, I say we try to find our way to where he is because he was supposed to go until he found worms, and we know those worms were at the village and came this way. So if they're going back to this leader, then likely he's closer than we are.
What
Perhaps.
direction do you sense Jack in? Can you
Is
sense?
it like a Ray?
Just further down the tunnel.
Okay,
The,
so
sense, the one we're in?
just further
Yes,
down.
the one you're in.
Straight away that way, I guess. Just be careful. And Orn will start walking.
I'll bring up the rear.
Mara's
then.
actually gonna stealth this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm definitely gonna try to like not make a lot of noise and bring a lot of attention.
Okay. Anyone who is stealthing, make a stealth check.
No, another disadvantage of scale mail armor.
I think I'm also, instead of walking, I'm just gonna climb since I have the same climb speed as walking. Just like
Yeah.
on the roof of this chamber, whatever.
Sure thing.
I got
24.
an 18.
23.
I'm so sneaky.
Oh my god! Yes! 14. No. 18.
With disadvantage?
Nice.
Yeah, I rolled a 16 and then I rolled an 18 and I have +2.
Get it,
10.
girl. Yes.
A 6.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Starting off strong.
Yeah.
Okay, if we just like go ahead of you enough.
I'm in the back and I'm on the roof, so
Yeah.
no worries.
Mhm.
I think Valentine sees Orin like lead the way and she'll go, I'll bring up the rear, no problem.
Teamwork.
Mara, what was your stealth roll, sorry?
24.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you are good. You are hidden.
And what's the light in here? Are we just getting light from Mara's swords, or is it like?
There's the occasional little tiny nest of these crystals that provide a little bit of dim light, but for the most part you are working in either dim light or darkness. So yeah, Mara's lit up swords are going to be some of the only light. Yes.
I touch your headband again and say shine.
Or that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, the more light, the better, considering some people in here do not have dark vision. So
Right. And Mara figures more light the better because she figures the worms aren't using light to travel. So it doesn't
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, in that case, Valentine will also cast light. And she will, let's say she has a little orb, like a glass orb in her pack, and she pulls it out and she casts light on it. So now she has a glowing orb.
All right. Cool.
Part of Jacaranda's non-stealthiness would be like, oh, pretty.
Oh my god, I love them all so much. Okay.
So, getting yourself set up and being as stealthy as you think you can be, you begin to head further down. This is now it's a relatively sharp decline, but not one that's going to cause any particular difficulty as you're heading down further. You're beginning to pick up the smell of grass as you're now heading further down. It is grass at first. That's the scent that carries the most. As you're getting a little closer, you suddenly start smelling kind of citrusy, like almost fruit. A mixture of kind of earthy scents also begin to fill your senses as you're carrying down into this area. You enter out into a rather large cavern. You see Jack, first of all, Lava Golem Jack. This is going to get confusing.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Lava
I had no
Golem
idea.
is now Jay.
Yeah, you
JK?
I'm sorry. Now that your name's Jack, so I'll make Greta's from now on.
Greta!
I name him after me niece and nephew.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, cute.
stop, that's adorable.
Yeah, so the little golem has stopped probably about 40 foot to the left of you. You can see the remains of a little worm tunnel that he has managed to crawl his way out of. In this large room, you see, first and foremost, a huge pile of various different kinds of crop. You see fruit, you see vegetables, you see corn, you see most types of grain. all piled up into the corner. You see a few more of these worms tunneling through the sections of the cavern around you. This cavern is far less stone and far more solid and compacted dirt, which has been deliberately created around this. This room seems a lot more artificial than the others that you have already been through.
Artificial, like, illusion?
Artificial, like the worms have created it, rather than it being a naturally forming. Before, it seemed like a relatively naturally forming cave system. This particular tunnel, however, as you've traveled further and further down, it's turned from stone to compacted dirt.
This looks dug out.
Yeah.
But it's not like xenomorph biomesh or anything like that, right? It's like...
I mean, other than the kind of black mucus spots that you see scattered here, there, and everywhere, like, it literally just looks like it's been deliberately dug out. Okay. There's no, you're not going to get face hugged anytime soon. You're good. You see multiple of these worms still burrowing through, doing whatever it is they're here to do. And in the very center of the room, and also at the very kind of like center back, I should say, is a far, far, far larger version of these worms that seems to be curled up in its spot, kind of looking like a very grotesque cinnamon roll, just sat in the back, curled up into its spot. You see across its head is a small fleshy sack that seems to be dangling almost.
Why?
From the worm's head.
So much flesh sack.
What is happening?
I hate this.
There also seems to be a small collection near the food pile itself of more of these small sacks.
Gross.
It's not nice. It's not pleasant.
Oh, this is the worst side quest.
It does not seem to rouse when you step inside, even with your 6, because it rolled a perception of 2.
It's sleeping.
It seems to be resting in its current place.
Do these sacks look like eggs or something?
They are definitely eggs, yes.
Do they look anything similar to the weird eggs that were in Satane?
No.
Okay.
Those were Kruthic eggs, weren't they?
Yeah,
Right.
Kruthic eggs are far more like actually eggy. These are like partially translucent
No.
cocoons.
I'm good.
Essentially.
Yep.
Like frog eggs.
Wait. You said
Yeah.
partially translucent cocoons. What do we see inside the cocoons?
You see, depending on which one you're looking at, 1 to 5 itty bitty worms.
Okay, so I back everyone back into the tunnel. Back into the tunnel. Okay, so this looks like a mom and babies. I don't know how to get her to stop attacking the village.
I could try to command the worm leader to leave.
But then they would just go somewhere else and attack somewhere. I assume
If we could figure out where,
by the food.
if we could figure out where a good place would be for them to go.
Some place with a lot of food.
I can also make food.
Endlessly, always.
Well, I can make a lot of food for the next 24 hours, and then, that'd help for 24 hours, but until we could figure out where to relocate them.
Do we try talking to them?
I think we should have a plan of where to put them before we talk, just so then we can say, here's our solution. Take it.
Do you know of anywhere that has food but no people?
Do I know of anywhere that has food and not people?
Yeah.
I mean, you would know that the the surrounding area, for the most part, is mostly natural. You have kind of leaving the towns themselves. You have the meadows, the forest. Off to the west, there is kind of like an icy area. Off to the east, there's a desert area. The problem lies in the fact that wherever these worms seem to be, the wildlife is pushed out of the area because these things are so voracious in their nature that they end up devouring the food for everything else in its area. Again, these don't seem to be regular. These don't seem to be regular creatures. They seem to be eating everything in the vicinity.
And how did they get here? Because this hasn't happened before as far as the villagers are concerned. They've said they've never been attacked like this before. So either something brought them here, drove them here, or they were already here and maybe became mutated somehow.
I almost wonder if it has anything to do with whatever was happening around Yilton and how everything was dying. If that's sort of infecting everything around it. I know they have that wall around it to try and keep that from expanding, but...
Yeah, but there were breaches.
Mm-hmm.
You guys looked at the stones. Could something in the stones be causing the worms to mutate?
Do I have any spells?
What do we think about that?
Can I cast Detect Magic just for shits and giggles?
Sure. What range is that right now?
That is 30 feet.
Okay. So, yeah, you can go ahead and cast Detect Magic real quick. On the ground to the far right, you get a trace of conjuration magic. At the very edge of your 30-foot range.
How big is this room?
There's probably, so from where you are, there's probably 30 foot in either direction.
So we're standing in the doorway, 30 feet in any direction.
Yeah, it's a 30 by 30 by 30 room, basically.
Okay, and it's in back right.
It is in, yeah, so in your 30-foot range, it's off to the right.
Could I have Ashtalora go take a quiet look-see?
If Ashtalora would like to make a stealth check, yes.
Ashtalora would love to make a stealth check. And by Ashtalora, I mean me, actually. Yeah, so she's gonna do that. Oof, that was loud. 14.
14, okay. So, Ashtalora goes ahead and creeps forwards around kind of the perimeter of this rather large creature sat in the center of the room.
Orin, you feel Eridan's hand on your shoulder again.
Ashtalora would see the remains of what appears to be a torn apart component pouch on the ground, scattered with various different components, and a broken teleportation circle sat in the off chance of the room.
Broken teleportation circle. It doesn't look like the one from Yielton, does it?
I mean, it's a teleportation circle. There's no, like, it looks like a teleportation circle.
Okay, so there's no, like, I couldn't, like, look at the runes and be like, oh, they were trying to get blah, blah, blah.
No, a teleportation circle will let you travel anywhere. There's nothing unique about them.
Okay.
It's one of the few spells that are kind of uniform, because they have to be multifunctional.
Okay. Is everything in the component pouch, or is it, like, spilled out?
No, it's torn. Like, there are components scattered across the ground. A lot of them have already been taken and added to the food pile. There are some sections of non-edible stuff that seems to be on the ground.
If I could get Ashtalor to collect whatever's left and the pouch and bring it back to me, that would be great.
I'm not sure how well she's going to be able to do that, but she's a cat. But she can definitely bring the rest of the pouch back to you.
In their mouth.
I was gonna
They
say,
can bring it back.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have lost so many dice.
Oh no.
Freaking hordes that cats will covet under shits. It will bring the parts of this component pouch.
Have you had to move your couch for vacuuming?
Have you moved your couch and discovered 6 decomposing bowls?
Ooh.
Because I have.
Gross.
Oh, Gnocchi. Bad
Have you had your cat bring you a bird
Actually,
that was
yes.
still alive?
No, not that.
The
Dead
cat
bird.
Yeah.
brought you a rabbit and decided to
Yes.
dismember it in your kitchen. It will bring this component pouch. This is not Gnocchi, this is BB. The
Oh,
ball.
my childhood cat would bring us back rabbits. That was his gift. Anyway, yeah, as much as she can bring back. Especially the pouch, because I want to see if there's, like, any, like, identifying, like, how old it is, or...
You can bring the pouch itself back and probably a few of the pieces that are still inside the pouch, inside, quote unquote. Some of the more difficult stuff, like powders and stuff, you won't be able to get sorted. But as you bring it back,
No.
this thing is relatively old. Not massively so, but it's definitely been here for at least a few weeks. It's rather gross and soggy and damp and smells vile due to just the general environment that it's currently in. Judging by the components inside, this was probably a wizard's pouch.
There's no remnant of the wizard here now.
Nope.
Yeah, that's my next question.
Not that you can see, no.
And is Eridan passing any of this along?
Mm-hmm. When Eridan goes into that trance state, she usually, like, obviously she doesn't want to wake this thing, so she's whispering, like, what she's seeing, usually. She'll usually, like, if everyone else is talking, whoever's shoulder she's got a hand on, she's usually whispering information to them, because she can't see or hear when she's looking through Ashtalor's eyes.
So Orin's kind of whispering to everybody. We're just playing telephone,
Yeah.
basically.
How much of it are we getting if we're playing telephone?
If you're all listening to her, she's saying
There's-
she's found a broken teleportation circle and
There's a broken teleportation circle, purple monkey dishwasher.
What's a dishwasher?
Someone who washes dishes.
Oh. Man, I wish I had one of those. I'm the
Alright.
dishwasher.
Yeah, me too. I mean dishes. I don't use dishes. I don't even eat food.
We eat with our
I
hands.
just had an image of Jacaranda just sat at a sink, washing a plate, and then just being like, "Wait, I don't eat.
I don't need to do this."
Why am
Oh.
I here?
Serving up sunlight.
Jacaranda has a leaf wiper to make sure all her leaves are pristine.
Oh my lord.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Aiden, are you blinking back in, or are you still in Ashtalora?
Yeah, I blink back and Ashtalora is probably really mad at me for asking her to bring it back.
Oh yeah, Ashtalora has the most disgusting taste in her mouth right now. She's not pleased. She's definitely throwing you a stink face. Like 100%.
Oh yeah, she's mad at me.
This thing is literally just stagnant water in a bag, essentially. It's not
She's gonna be cozying up to Mara and Jack and Valentine and everybody but Aridin later.
So do any of you know of a spell that could cause these creatures?
There's probably something. I think the most confusing thing is the broken teleportation circle.
The
Well, can
only
we-
thing I could kind of think would be that it would be a curse or something.
Someone trying to use them.
If
we assume that these worms were teleported here from somewhere else.
Like
that's what I'm thinking.
a different dimension or something.
If these creatures don't fit into an ecosystem, then perhaps they were
Not from
teleported in somewhere else, and
ecosystem.
that's why they're just consuming. But this wasn't
Well-
intentional. It was like basically an attack on the city.
Should we go ask?
We could try.
Where they're from?
Could try to get
Yes.
some information out of it.
The leader. Big mama over here.
Yes.
I mean, worm leader. Mom.
Mom?
Worm leader mum.
Oh, Lord.
This is only going to get worse, and I love it.
Valentine, can you just speak with animals?
Let me double check.
I can without a spell slot if.
I don't think I have speak with animals, unfortunately.
I have speak with animals.
We went from having no clerics to all clerics.
Right?
I was gonna say, I think at least 3 of you currently
Yeah.
have speak with animals.
Yeah.
Right. And
So I don't know if everybody wants to do it or if we want to reserve spell slots or.
Let me ask this: who is good at speaking, whether it's with animals or not? Because
I'm glad you asked.
I'm kind of an asshole.
I'm just awkward.
I'll be happy to speak with the leader. I did kind of make it angry earlier, but I will be nicer this time.
It's worth a shot, and
And I have an offering for it as I take out the smoothie that Adam gave me.
Wait, does Mara have speak with animals? I missed that.
She does.
Okay, then we're good.
can Adam make enough smoothies to feed this hive?
That's so much work.
That's a lot. Of
That's a
fruit.
lot. That's a lot of fruit. They're basically eating all the crops. So
Right.
That's
can make-
not the
So they're not
solution I
eating-
expected to be posed.
Listen,
They're
we just loved
stealing
him
all
so
the
much.
crops.
I can make 45 pounds of food and 30 gallons of water.
Clerics.
That would probably feed her and only her, and probably only one meal.
Well, I just mean like for if we wanted to give something.
Oh,
Mm.
I feel
sure.
like we should
How long
find
would it
out-
take you?
It's an action. So basically instantaneous.
Okay. Well, we could do that, and then you and I could go speak with her.
Okay. Well, do you want me to do it first? Like make the food and water and be like, look, we brought things.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That's a good peace offering for sure.
It's a good peace offering.
Make food and water.
All right, you go ahead and use create food and water. And what do you create?
I try to mimic basically what they brought, just like fresher, I guess. I don't know what worms like.
Okay, so essentially,
and
like,
separate from their pile so that Worm Leader knows that we brought it. Or maybe I'll
Yeah.
wait until she sees. Are we assuming this is a she, or are we doing? Or it's just
For
Worm Leader?
gender, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
Worm Leader.
We don't know
We're
if-
still
I mean, if you want to
Okay.
be technical, worms are hermaphrodites, so they're both.
Both. Okay, so
Yeah.
both.
Worm Leader. Yeah.
Worm Leader.
I don't know that you want Worm Leader to know that you can make
Oh,
food on command.
right.
Yeah.
So
They
I'll
may
just
not let you out.
I don't like that smile that Ray gave everyone.
make it to the side over here.
Stop giving the DM ideas.
Just a little side pile to the
No,
main
no, no,
pile.
no, no. We're gonna finish up this side
Um,
quest and then we're gonna go find out more about our friends.
Okay, so I've created food and water, and I'm gonna
Will Smith.
Will Smith gesture.
Okay, who's waking it up?
Mara will.
Okay.
So Mara's gonna wake it up in an odd way.
Okay, I like where this is going.
Okay.
Basically, there will be clapping and stomping, but while Mara is waking it up, she's actually doing a counter charm. So anyone within 30 feet of her has advantage on being charmed or frightened.
Okay.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay.
Just because I don't know what this worm can do. And
Oh,
Sorry.
here, I'm going to cast Mara. I'm going to cast guidance on you. Just good luck communicating with a large worm leader.
And
Big guidance.
Adamus Lamas just gave advantage to whoever. I vote Mara right now.
Agreed.
I also vote Mara, yes.
Great.
I gotta go.
Thank you,
over
Adam.
to-
Let us buff the shit out of Mara.
So yeah, Mara walks up and basically claps, but at a vibration that does her counter charm, and it says, I have questions for you.
There is a rumble of the earth underneath you as this large creature begins to rouse. It pulls itself up, and as it does so, its length, now it's attempting to rise itself up. It has to essentially bend itself down a section of its body, hitting the very top of the roof here, as it then continues to slither its way down, twist itself a little bit.
And I brought you an offering to answer my questions.
It looks and
I am willing to roll a persuasion roll.
it seems to appreciate the food as it looks towards the crops, towards the food you've made, towards Jacaranda, the plant.
She is not the offering.
And
The food-
slowly begins to worm its way towards Jacaranda.
Nope, no.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Eridan's gonna slow, like,
Mara, roll a persuasion for me. As you've
27.
said. 27, okay.
27.
It begins to worm its way forward, and as you turn around and just kind of say, no, she's not the offering. It kind of stops in its tracks, pulls itself back again, as it just stares you down. As it stares you down, they don't have eyes, so it's a bit weird.
It's attention is on you.
Yes, it's just a blob. They don't have eyes, they don't have ears. It's just, yeah. It's not nice. Not gonna lie to you. It's a little unnerving. But yeah, its attention is definitely fully now on you, Bar.
Are you originally from this place?
Look up speak with animals real quick. So I'm like, does it need a mouth or is it like telepathic? I
think as long
If it's-
I don't know.
Oh,
Doesn't it need
good
an
question.
intelligence of like 6 or something?
Literally Googling it right now. Comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts. The knowledge of the beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at
Does say
minimum, beasts
verbally
can give you
communicate.
information. It says you can verbally communicate. It doesn't say that the
Yeah.
animal has to verbally communicate back.
You just can
so no.
comprehend.
That's fine. Yeah. So it makes worm noises to everyone.
No. You like intuitively understand its weird blob gestures.
Right.
I meant to everyone else. You just see like
Oh.
vague movements and worm noises. To those of you who
It's like
do
Futurama
understand.
vendors.
Yeah. Yeah. To those of you who are understanding, you just hear. Why should the Queen answer to commoners?
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals on myself, and then like relay the information to the party in like whispers. Inside.
You are casting a spell purely to eavesdrop. I like it.
Yes, yeah.
We are trying to protect the queen and her people.
It pauses for a moment before checking the food and just. The offering is appreciated.
So, are you originally from here, this place, or were you recently located here?
We're not from here.
Did you come here willingly?
It sinks a little bit into its own form. You see a section of the tail begin to curl up almost defensively, just in its place. It does not speak, but its body language gives you your answer.
Would you like to return to where you came from? Or was there danger there?
Well, I'm not sure it's possible now. Very far away.
Anything's possible.
I've learned from my friends here that there's a lot that's possible. So it's very far away from this place. Is it on this plane of existence?
It pauses for a moment before it comes a little bit forwards. Not hostile, just more getting a little closer to you. As it says, stop all of these nonsense words. Don't know what a plane is. I don't appreciate being treated like an idiot.
I'm sorry, did you travel here? You said it's far away. did you travel here instantaneously, or was it a long journey?
It was far away, yes. The soil is different here. It's so damp, dreary. Was not willing.
For a dry place?
Drier.
If we could get you to a drier place, would you stop attacking the village and taking their crops? I understand that you are growing your subjects and your family, but you're hurting those who already are here.
It again pauses for a moment. The kingdom must be protected. We must need plenty of food wherever we are going. Too far now. We're happy here.
Do you mind if I confer with my friends?
I will grant you this wish.
Okay. Mara bows and backs up as appropriate. Okay, guys, so do we have a way to get them to the desert?
Can we make another teleportation circle?
I haven't learned that spell. I don't have it.
Even so, don't they only last a short time? I mean, how are we going to get an entire hive?
Well, if we can get one of them there, then maybe they could travel, because they have some way of communicating. We could take one of her subjects there. If it is a acceptable place, then convince her to take the rest of her subjects there.
I don't know how I feel about sending a ravenous hive of worms through unknown stretches of land to get to a desert somewhere.
Think perhaps more questions about where they're from could help. Trying to find out where it is, and if possible, if there's a way to send them back. I've heard of things, but I don't think I'm powerful enough to do it.
I don't know that they know.
Well, if we can find out what kind of creatures are there, or what kind of terrain maybe, or plant life, it might be good enough descriptors to have an idea.
But how are we going to get them there?
There's no one back at the village who really could. Right?
Do you have more powerful friends?
I hate to suggest this, but do you think Adam would be of help?
I could ask him, maybe? Or Aridin could ask him.
I could send him a message, yes. And,
I don't think he's a magic user.
No, but he seems well connected.
He could possibly know somebody, yeah.
Yeah, he might know someone who could.
Because let's face it, guys, I don't want to be responsible for the extermination of their race just because they were forced here. Even if they are ravenous worms.
am gonna send a message to Adam. It'll be far less chaotic than other people who use that spell. Adam, do you know anyone who is capable of casting a teleportation spell? And if so, where would we find...
Yeah. Where would we?
Was that... I thought that was 15.
Oh, shoot. Never mind.
That's why I'm talking the way I'm talking. Because I'm counting on my
This is how we all talk. I don't know what you're talking.
It's so hard not to do
about.
the syllables.
Oh God, I know.
And then I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not right. Capable is
Sorry.
one word.
Capable.
Capable.
Imagine if it was bisyllable.
Stop it. No, that's awful. Except now I did lose track.
While she's
Okay, we were
sending
at
this
15.
spell,
We were at 15.
I'm gonna be talking to Valentine.
Yeah. Basically, do you know anyone who's capable of casting teleportation magic? Do
Or
they
banishment.
live in town?
All right.
Valentine, you're a wanderer. Have you heard of a place that is drier than here that have worm creatures?
Ah, yes.
I know of a place like that.
Roll either nature or history, whichever is higher for you.
Okay. They are the same. That is a 14.
Okay. There's probably a couple of places. You can't quite put your finger on which is going to be the best spot right now. This whole situation has got you kind of on a little bit of a back foot as you're kind of watching all of this play out. Yeah, you're not entirely sure right now.
Well, I've certainly seen a couple places that might be fitting, but I don't think I can. I don't know if they're nearby or. Oh dear, I don't remember. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more help.
That's okay. Let me go ask her if she remembers types of plants. I don't know a lot about plants. Jacaranda, can you ask her about types of plants, maybe? I'll introduce you to her.
Okay, it seemed a bit
Just don't get too close. 'cause
weird.
She likes numbing.
Okay.
And then I walk with Jacaranda. We walk about halfway where I was.
Giving yourself just a little bit of extra distance.
A little bit extra distance, especially since Jack doesn't move really fast, and I might have to pick her up and run with her.
I'm slow.
But I do bow, and I say, Queen, this is Jacaranda. She's going to try to ask questions about where you're from and the plant life there to see if we can determine where it is from here, so that we may return you to your home.
This is agreeable.
So, Queen, is that how you would like us to address you? Is there a different way that you would like to be addressed, or just Queen?
Queen,
Wormliness.
Majesty,
Majesty?
Worm Highness.
Worm Highness.
Your wormness, your most wormness.
Worm Highness.
Wormness is also acceptable.
Your wormness. So
I'm
what
sorry,
kind of...
I need to go. It was fun.
Time to go.
Why is that not the episode title? Your wormness.
Your wormness.
What kind of food did you enjoy where you are from? What kind of plants, food? Were there animals there? Can you describe them? I'm just so curious about your home. Such a beautiful kingdom. I would love to learn more about your culture. Please.
Roll a persuasion check. Roll a persuasion check with advantage because you said please.
And I'm
The
going to give
magic
you
word.
a Bardic Inspiration. I'm going to say, you can do this, Jacaranda. You know everything about plants.
Oh, you said with advantage? And
With advantage
Bardic
because you said
Inspiration.
please and Bardic Inspiration.
what's the Bardic Inspiration die?
It is a D8, I believe.
Dang.
Let me look.
Okay. Standing by.
Yeah, D8.
I thought you said yucky, and I was like, oh, no.
Well, you know.
That was the one. That was the one. Okay. Well, with advantage, I rolled a 19 and an 18, but let me do 6, 25, persuasion, 28.
I mean, the 19 was going to be enough, but I'm also like, how far is that gonna? So 28. Is that plus the inspiration as well?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty considerable. Okay. So, the wormness, her royal wormness pauses for a moment. This whole situation is very strange for her right now. She's never had, flashbacks come and actually speak to her, so she's a little off put right now. She takes a moment before responding to you, a little more earnestly than before. I don't remember much. Places like this, smaller, people coming in to feed us, wonderful different kinds of food, lots of food, enough food for my brood. Sorry.
Oh. All right. You even stopped and thought about what you're about to do.
I'm so
God.
sorry.
I can't believe I had to hear that with my own two
I'm
ears.
so sorry.
You should be.
So what we're saying is she's from Wonderland, and we need to get her back.
Oh
All right.
my
No, I've been.
God.
The murder hobo in me has been silent this entire time. Yes.
Now the murder comes out.
Adam, I was also having murder hobo thoughts.
Right? Like, can we just kill this thing?
Aaron would
expressly
also
No.
not just want to
No,
willy-nilly
no.
kill
Oren is-
things.
Oren is literally just like, he's kind of itching. He's reached into his pouch and is like spinning his shuriken around his finger. Just like,
Valentine gives him a knowing nod.
I like how I've gotten to the point now where you're using your shuriken as a fidget spinner because you're trying just to keep yourself busy.
I mean, that's what I would use it for. I don't know about everyone else.
Yeah. So the queen explains to you that wherever she's from, the soil is a lot drier, and that she was brought and fed food by other fleshlings, like yourselves. Perhaps not like you, Jacaranda, but like like some other folks.
I have no flesh.
Just tree.
All tree, no flesh.
Mhm.
So what were the people like? What was the food like? What kind of food was it? Was the food different than this?
Ooh, wonderful food. Been a mixture ever since I was born.
Was the food more alive than this?
what were the people who came and brought you stuff? Did they look particularly different, or were they fire beings, or?
I've never heard them refer to themselves. They walk on those things like you. And
Branches?
the head kind of points down to Mara's legs. Two of them, like you. Some of them look similar, some of them look very different.
Has Mara heard of either a zoo, a preserve, or any magic users doing experiments that she knows of on animals?
Roll an Arcana check. Or history, if that's better.
Or history, if that's better. History is better.
Cool.
22.
Okay. So the ruling magical body, so to speak, ruling is a little incorrect, but the magical body that presides over Veka is the Magicanum. And they are a mixture, mostly wizards. They are a mixture of individuals who essentially teach, safeguard, and develop both existing and new types of magic. They teach other wizards like themselves. They also have a hand in some of the other types of magic that exists in the world. You would have had a run-in or a couple of runs-in with the Magicanum. You either would have been trained by them when you were younger, as bards are kind of a part of the Magicanum. They are revered just like sorcerers are. So whereas in other fantasy settings, bards are kind of like the jokey, charismatic class, in Veka, they do hold quite a high level of respect, as casting without a focus is seen as a big thing. So either you've been taught by them or taught by someone who was taught by them, in order to help with your particular magics. During that, you would have known that the Magicanum has various different sectors that work on a few different things, essentially. The Magicanum Scopica is the research division, and they definitely have experimented with creatures in the past. That is definitely a thing that they have done. Whether that be just to figure out how they work, or something a little more morally dubious, is kind of left to your own imagination. But yes.
Does the Magicanum have a certain symbol or sigil that I could like draw in the dirt and show it to her wormness?
It does, indeed.
Okay, so Mara would draw it in the dirt and say, the peoples who fed you, did any of them wear this symbol?
Okay. And as the symbol is drawn into the ground, it's a runic circle around the outside with what is called an amalgam in the center, which is an alchemical symbol. The amalgam is a little bit skewed and kind of shifted, and sections of the amalgam are built from different kinds of focus. So you see a spell book in the center. You see staffs around the outside, a flute towards the bottom, and a few different other bits and pieces. You draw a rough version, and the queen immediately kind of pulls herself back a bit. Those sounds you're making. And she kind of tries her best. Let's see what her... Because they're blind, so they can't see. Because they literally do not have eyes. So we'll see whether they can work it out from the tremor sense. That's better than I was expecting, Queen Worm. Okay. I don't know how much of an imagination worms have. However, in this particular instance,
In this particular instance, they're talking.
they're talking, but it's incredibly low. Worms have incredibly low intelligence, and also, rely on only tremor sense. But in this particular situation, it tries its best to picture whatever you're drilling into the ground, I guess, and you watch as its large, fleshy head just kind of nods once.
Okay, well that gives us
adorable
an idea.
And disgusting.
Oh, what makes it more disgusting is the cocoon is still attached to its head, so every time it moves,
If
it's just got like a
it's just
dangle.
Why? Why?
Jacaranda going to her happy place.
Ray.
Please.
Ray. We're trying to get our new friends to
Oh, I
stay.
love the lights. It looks so cool.
Oh, that's so
That's
cute.
awesome.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, I think I know the people who used to feed you, so that's good. I need to confer with my friends some more. So is it okay if I come back in a few moments?
I will allow this.
Thank you. And she bows and
can't.
backs away.
When I hear her, I love her. When I think of her, I hate her.
Oh, I'm not picturing anything. There's just nothing happening up here right now, visually.
Okay, so they used to live with the Magic Carnum. So I don't know if someone from the Magic Carnum put him here on purpose, if they were stolen.
Sounds like their kind of MO.
Sounds right, but what would they have to gain if they were put here?
Who is
Did
this?
Adam get back to you?
No, not yet. Well, I don't know, has he?
Yeah, during all of this, you would have just got back. Yeah, you would have just got
Redacted.
back. You would have got back. Thanks for contacting me. No fucking clue.
Cool. Thanks, Adam. Yes, he did. But there's no one in town who would be able to cast something like that. Which, still, so far it seems that every time the Magic Carnum does something, it's to gain something. I'm not sure what the play is here.
I mean, would they do it just for some twisted experiment?
Maybe.
To see the destruction these worms could cause?
Maybe they're
they-
meant to. Maybe it's like a test, and they're going to use it somewhere else to drive a city out.
Unless they're trying to clear out the area for something. Push
Maybe they
everything.
want these rocks or something.
The singing crystals?
Mm.
No, the sun crystals?
Yeah, the ones that have the sunlight.
But why
Maybe.
put the
That would make
worms
sense.
here?
So that the people will leave? And the animals will leave?
I mean, in our experience, I don't know if it's quite the Magic Carnum, but people have been disappearing en masse quite a bit. Airden and I met on an airship, and there were quite a lot of people disappearing there. We had to escape. And
Airships have been going missing too.
other airships have been gone missing. What was it? In Zarenkart? Or not Zarenkart. That's totally wrong.
Zatane?
Sorry. In
Hey.
Zentane, people have just disappeared.
It was a strange magic. There's a group of people that are.
Now, I don't know if
I don't
it's
even know what kind
the
of magic it
Magicanum,
is.
but this could be another way of clearing out areas in mass, just taking everybody's crops.
Okay, so now what are we going to do about it? Because her worminess is about as willing to help as you would expect a worm to be, which is not at all. She's just going to look out for herself, and at this point, it's going to be to clear out the village, basically.
Valentine, you came in from a different entrance, correct? Do you know which direction? What was the last town or place that you remember before you ended up down here?
Help me out here.
Ray.
I was just gonna go ahead and just kind of let it happen.
Oh, okay, I can make it up if you want me to.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
I'm just being cruel. Yeah, you would have entered through. There's like a mossy kind of area, which is used by the druids off to the west. This mossy area in the kind of area of the forest where you folks have actually already been. Yeah, it has a small like cavern opening which leads further down into the natural cave system. It was originally used for an alternative purpose that was eventually lost to time, but the cavern itself is still there. So you pretty much would remember the forest around you, this kind of like mossy, almost like collection of boulders. Very unusual considering the majority of the forest doesn't have any other stone. It's definitely been deliberately put here. And it covers the natural cave system underneath.
Ah, okay. Well, you see, I was wandering through the forest, and I came across what most certainly looked like an entrance, a mossy entrance to the caves, and I came in through there. I believe it's to the west.
So these are our options. We try to fight them, but being in the middle of something's lair and trying to destroy it is not ideal.
And not knowing how many.
We're quite outnumbered.
Yeah, that's a fair
Far
bet.
too outnumbered.
I prefer not to kill them because it's really not their fault that they are the way they are. They're just animals. But I don't know how to dissuade them from attacking the village.
Can we perhaps convince them to return to where they were once pampered and given to all these food? I mean,
Unless the magic.
They don't know how to get there.
Yeah, that and the Magicanum may have put them here, so they may not.
That's...
If that's what the transportation circle was for, they didn't.
The closest Magicanum building that we know of is in
Yilton?
Zentane or Yilton?
Yes. All major
Both.
cities
Yes.
have a building. Yes. All major cities have a building, and the two closest to you currently are not in the best states.
No.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is happening?
But Yilton might be more desert-like for them.
I mean, the soil is certainly dry.
We can go to the Magicarnum And well, the thing is that we can't assume the whole Magic Carnum is bad. So the section that does experiments on animals may have put these animals here, but maybe the rest of the Magic Carnum is not aware of it.
What if we find like an adoptive home or something for them, like a person who just likes animals and would want to take care of them somehow? Like if they were already being taken care of somewhere else, what if we find somewhere that will take care of them again? A different place that won't just put them out somewhere.
Out of character, just give them to Adam.
Here's your worms.
Could we not try to strike up some sort of treaty between her wormness and the town?
Yeah, maybe don't take
They
everything.
feed her.
We'll leave some portion of the crops for her and her wormlings, and the rest for the town. I might be able to fertilize lands for a year until we at least contact someone in the Magic Carnum or figure out a more permanent solution.
Based on what I know with the villagers, the time that I've spent there, do I think that this would be something they'd be willing to do?
Honestly, at this point, they just want their food. They just want to stop having their food stolen, essentially.
So they'd be willing to do like a percentage of crops tithe to the Worm Queen?
What
They probably wouldn't be too happy about it, but like if that is the solution, if that's the only solution that you deem applicable, they would go along with it.
And it doesn't have to be permanent, it just has to be until we can get them somewhere else.
And what benefit would the
deadline
Worm Queen have for this? Because right now they're getting as much food as they want, and there hasn't necessarily been negative consequences as far as it seems.
Well, they can be pampered the way that they were once before.
Right. She doesn't have to send them out to hunt.
How will this benefit the town? They do a lot of digging. Could they not help till the land?
Like a symbiotic relationship.
Is there a mining culture in this town?
This town is entirely farming based.
We introduce some mining infrastructure to this town.
Oh, good. Let's make them invest in a mining pyramid scheme. Excellent.
We have a cave of sun crystals.
Right? There's ore.
The only other thing I can think of is if we can put some deterrent in their soil that would keep their crops healthy but deter the worms, but I don't know what that would be.
Sorry.
Neem oil?
Could we go borrow some singing crystals? Go borrow some singing crystals and put them underground, and we'll just tune them to be anti-worm.
Like a really high-pitched radio frequency.
Well, you know.
Just a
I mean,
horrific
they're
high-pitched
worms,
buzzing.
right? So it's just natural compost.
I mean, I don't know the stuff that they secrete. If it's harmful.
Are they constantly? I mean, I'm like
grasping
still,
at straws
still
here.
wiping it off of my gloves.
Ew.
Do they constantly secrete the substance?
I've just decided right now that
Constantly?
secrete is another word that I don't like. It's right up
They
there
can-
with moist.
Okay, so I think secretions is worse than secrete.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. To answer your question there, they can choose to
Do that.
make it or not.
Okay,
Um,
and they've mostly been using it to get through like spaces that aren't just dirt, right? No.
It is essentially airtight, so they use it to travel through water
Yeah.
and difficult sections of Earth.
And are they creating it? Do we know yet? Can we ask them that?
You've seen the worm that you that you were holding before it split itself in two, as it was burrowing into the ground, it started creating this. So, like, you've seen them create it themselves.
Don't like that.
Is it like oil? If I like drop some of these secretions into water, would it remain suspended in the water?
Yes. It is entirely waterproof.
Do we have soap?
So, could you use their secretions to waterproof like goods?
You could, possibly.
Does it smell bad though?
Why am I not hyper right now?
Where's Jotra? We need
I was gonna say,
Jotra!
if only we had an artificer.
Also, Cole's brain was like, ah, yes, the fantasy Ugg boots made the waterproof coating. No, just me? Okay.
Good lord.
Darwin,
Yeah, no.
that's actually not a bad idea. I mean, if that's something that we can get the worms on board with, I mean, the problem is that there is the even trade between, hey, we give you half our food, we take your secretions for waterproofing, and they trade leather goods. Would the town be up for that? I mean,
I think it's worth a shot at this point.
They could become a booming vegan leather community.
Well, like you said, they could become a booming mining town and mine these sunstones.
They could
So
become
why do
a
we want
booming
waterproof
city.
things?
Just
thinking.
material goods, just to sell, just.
Um,
If they
We're trying to
if they
make it a
can't-
benefit for the.
I just
aren't-
mean, why wouldn't you want water?
No, it's more of if they aren't able to sell as many crops as before, then perhaps they can make up the loss of income through something else. Why am I a diplomat all of a sudden?
But-
what happened?
no, Darwin, I'm right there with you.
I understand it's about
But-
trading, but what is? I don't understand that. If it's waterproof,
You know
Oh,
how
I
you don't
see.
like dark?
See,
Some things don't like water.
some
Like
creatures,
you don't like dark.
such as myself and I don't know, Valentine. How do you feel about water and being submerged in water?
Oh, I'm not fond of it at all.
Yes, see, exactly. Some
things need
creatures-
water to be alive.
Oh, we
there's a
don't mind
difference between
drinking water.
drinking
Yeah.
water and then having your clothes get wet.
No, you just stand in it and then you get it. You get the water.
That's not how. It's not how.
Yes, Melissa.
Unfortunately, not all creatures are able to accept water by standing in it.
Background, I have an amazing anatomy book that I will be happy to share with you. It might enlighten you on some.
So if you get water on you, it hurts you.
It doesn't hurt us. It's just uncomfortable.
But it's not like the dark then.
I mean, if things stay moist, hate that for too long.
We're gonna hit all the words.
Dim Peter, moisture.
if
It's like all we have
if
to do is
things-
say moist secretions, and that's it. Everyone's like,
Oh, no.
remain moist for too long, then we could get.
Oh, I know that. If I'm
It's
I'm
like
not gonna
it's
say
like
it.
it's like when you've heard of plants getting water rot, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
If you stand
yes.
in water for too long, and the bark will get gross,
Yes.
and
It
it's
can-
not good for
It
you.
can rot your roots. It's not quite the same for. I can't say humans. I don't know what humanoid creatures. You are a humanoid
Us who are
creature.
made of flesh.
Us who are mammals, mammalians.
Okay. So if you're in water for too long, it's like you get root rot, kind of.
It's like you get root rot, but instead of root rot, it's flesh rot.
Trench foot.
This is
Yeah.
great.
Sorry. I swear to God, guys, this has not been what
Okay,
Mind
so
the
we're
Bun's
gonna
been
try to
about.
get the worm queen
The
to
three
make a pact with
clerics
the
try
village.
to cleric one another.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Is that what we're
So
going
we're
with?
going to try and commercialize the worm.
So we've got
Trying to get them to
incentive for the
work
villagers.
together to benefit each other and themselves at the same time.
Exactly. So we've got incentive for the villagers to help the worms because they're going to monetize the worms. So that's half of the crop goes straight to them. Now we need to figure out a way to get the worms to be okay with that.
Oh.
Okay, I'll be right back. Gonna go talk to her worminess.
Oh God bless Mara. Thank you, Mara.
Bless.
You know, there were many directions that this journey was going to go, and I did not expect this one.
Come on, Mara's a
You
Disney
had to
princess.
make her
Has
queen.
to try. She has to try.
You're the one that threw
It
the
just
weird
had
worm
to.
side quest at us. You keep throwing bugs at us. I don't know. This is your life now.
If they
we're
were
a city
monsters,
builder
we would be
RPG
in
now.
Wormblood right now. But you didn't.
This is
do that.
true. True. If she had just screamed at me, she would have been dead, and we would have been done. But she didn't. She talked. So
Diplomacy.
Hey, I told you, there's always a way of getting
There's
out
always a way
of getting
around.
out of combat. Always.
We used it
always.
this time.
Yeah.
Look at us not being murder hobos.
Okay,
man.
so far we've used it. We're not out yet.
We're
We're
trying
not
to
out yet.
use it. We're trying.
We're
to
trying.
use it.
So,
We didn't
Mara, you
murderify it.
approach. You
And I
now
bow.
have the Worm Queen's attention.
I know she can't see me bow, but maybe she hears my bones creak. Who knows? Anyway,
Oh, it's me.
Mood. Yes.
Your worminess, we have a proposal. So we understand that you would like your peoples to be safe and you would like to be left alone so that you can grow your family. We also understand that you miss having flesh bags provide for you. So we would like to propose that the village that you've been taking things from and that you've had to hunt for, that they offer up offerings to you. In exchange, you do not attack them and you won't have to hunt there. They would just bring you the offerings. That way, they are around to grow more food for you and you can have lots and lots of food. For perpetuity.
And they harvest your moist secretions.
Oh,
Oh god. I'm sorry.
And you will have a regular milking.
right. And they, in trade, they would like your moisture protectant. If they are allowed to harvest some of that to help keep things dry. Because I know you prefer drier. And this would help them keep things drier.
There's just, sorry, a part of my brain is like, some poor bastard in Janezo is gonna wake up one day, he's gonna walk outside and just be
And
like,
milk the
okay,
worm."
so you're worm milker today.
You did this. You did this.
Thanks, I hate it.
You did this.
She pauses for a moment. She pauses for a moment. So what you're saying is, if we go ahead and make this deal, then we could get more food than what we're already getting.
Yes, it's possible. And it would not be a finite amount? Because once you guys eat all of the food that's there at that village, and the villagers have no food, they will die. So they will not be able to grow more food.
Roll a persuasion check.
Okay, so I have guidance and what else?
Oh my god, you have 2 advantages.
You have 2 advantages.
You have 2 advantages.
Okay.
Yeah, you can choose to spend those whenever you'd like. So you can also choose to spend it after the roll if you wish. Because these
Taking
are
everything
donations,
maybe,
so.
to not give Ray disadvantage with all my channel points.
I rolled a natural 20 without the advantage.
Yeah.
Get it, girl. Get it, girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, right? It was meant to be. Okay, this is the way.
Mara is a Disney princess.
Oh my
It's
god.
anyone of anything.
You are a
Legends
Disney
begun.
princess because you're commercializing everything.
Hey,
Bazinga.
I am not the one who suggested the commercializing.
It's
I
true.
was
You're
just
not,
gonna
you're not the
convince
one.
them.
You're not the one. That's true.
Okay, but that's still a funny joke
Uh,
at Disney.
Oh.
Also, I just really want to draw our 3 new friends as like the Holy Trinity. I can like picture the poster in my
Please.
brain.
Yes.
And then also Mara
Oh.
as Disney princess, also included in the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
Mara spell.
Anyway, carry on.
Oh
Tell
my
us
gosh.
how we succeed. Mara
So,
succeeds.
with a rather apt natural 20, the how does this play out? Right, the queen kind of wiggles a little bit while it's thinking, and more food, less danger. People doing what I want. Seems agreeable. And she kind of begins to vibrate a little bit
Why?
as you hear this low hum come from her. As this hum kind of continues, you feel the ground shake just a little bit as from the walls around you and from the surfaces, these smaller worms begin to burst through and collect around her as she continues to kind of squirm. While she has, or when she has rather, sufficient creatures around her, she just... Very well. Consider these my envoys.
Do they have names?
No.
No. Okay.
So
How many of
curious.
them are there?
It's pulled about 5 of these things from the walls.
Okay. Is it okay if I call them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
I don't care.
Okay. 1 through 5, if you will all follow us.
Oh my god, do we have to go back the way we came?
They
I
make-
think we have to go back the way that we came.
No. There's another way. There's a second.
There's another way, but it's to the west and it's further away.
I would rather walk miles more than go through the way we came.
It's not that far. Like, you don't know that, but it's not that far. Valentine would know that. It's not too far.
Like, it's not that far.
I think the current, we would have had to swim against it too in order to go back that same way, right?
Right, and jump up. Because we fell.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Quite inconsiderable distance as well. Yeah.
Yes, they can follow us. They can go underground.
Mm-hmm.
We will be on top of the ground. They will be under it.
Say they can go wherever they like.
They might be able to
So,
make an exit for us if there's 5 of them. like a straight shot. Maybe.
We could just go back out the way Valentine came in.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, let's go.
Let's
I
do
was gonna say,
it.
it's up to y'all, and then everyone was silent, just like, maybe.
Not sure what to do. Yeah, we'll go the way Valentine came. So
Yeah, no,
Valentine's
yeah.
taking the lead.
I'll lead the way. Yes, I will lead the way. And
Okay.
Valentine like hoists up her orb to like keep it up high and try and bring as much light as she can. And she's so excited about this. She's delighted that she gets to be the leader for some strange reason. And she will gladly march down the cavern tunnels and find their way out.
Ashtarora's trotting next to you. Princess Paws.
Aww.
Princess Paws.
Ooh,
Mhm.
excuse me.
You know how they.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
the little
yep.
prance.
Mm-hmm.
So did the village have like a leader?
Not really.
Okay.
They have people they respect more, but they don't have a specific leader. Like the people who have been around longer, they respect more. I guess probably Adam would be the closest
Say,
thing to
is
a leader they
Adam the
have.
leader?
When we arrived, you were the leader.
Not for
Right.
not for statistics or qualifications, purely just charisma.
Right.
It was pretty much Adam and yourself were the two kind of prominent
So
people.
I would ask Eridan if she could have Adam meet us like at the edge of the village.
I relay that. I cast sending and ask Adam that.
Mm-hmm.
We have a surprise.
You are not going to believe this. Could you meet us at the edge of the village, please?
Yeah, and you just get the response, sure thing, just finished a batch of smoothie. We'll bring
Of course.
on the way.
Nerd. Okay.
You go back the way you came and enter the what is essentially a fungus farm, this larger cavern. From this position, there's the two pathways to the side of you, and then the one forwards, which leads you back into the cave with the stream. Valentine, you came from this angle, the right-hand side, so you would want to go ahead and lead them that way.
I will point out the direction and continue walking.
All right, awesome. Everybody else heading that direction? We're going ahead and just focusing on getting out. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please.
Yes.
Want to turn in this quest and move on.
Right?
You
He's
hear...
I want to get back to the actual stuff. We have our new friends. Let's go.
You hear
worms.
the drilling underneath you of the worms as they are burrowing their way along with you. It takes you probably about 10 minutes before you come out the other side, so it's quite a trek. It is mostly uphill, unfortunately. That's the majority of the time it's spent going uphill, as you did fall quite a considerable way down the lake. As you come back out, you are immediately met with the refreshing air of a mossy forest exterior. The scent of moss and flowers are the first thing that hit you. In this small clearing, as you exit out, you see the boulder as you've now exited out of it, and the forest itself. You can kind of judge roughly where the village is going to be, just based on experience. It's probably going to take probably the better part of an hour to get back from this point, just because you're
It's fine because
bit
it smells
further
like
away.
flowers and fresh air.
Mhm.
And not rotting, stinky cave.
Mhm. The area is still relatively empty, as most of the wildlife hasn't yet returned to this area. And honestly, it probably won't for a few weeks until food is allowed to replenish itself in the area. As you get to the edge of the village itself, the village is hard at work, doing its daily chores, chopping down trees, working on just general trading things, and of course, planting more crops, as well as tending to the ones that are already there. Adam waits with his usual rack of glass jars on his back, as well as what seems to be almost I'm trying to think of its name. It's a keg, but it's not quite a keg. It's more of a container than like a barrel, essentially. And it has a screw top on top, and seems to be filled with a yellowy orange liquid. He has it just kind of to the side of him as you're walking up, with a big smile across his face. All right.
Okay, first of all, I know I smell, but hug. Come in.
It's fine. And he comes in and gives you a big hug with his big muscular arms.
Yes,
Valentine, as you're the one who hasn't seen this individual yet, you see a rather rotund but muscular individual, still in his signature apron. He's on the taller side, and he is essentially a big tree trunk as a person. He's just a big chubby, huggy individual who could also crush your skull if you annoyed him. But he has an absolute heart of gold.
Pure.
As soon as you take a look at him, you just see a big, beaming smile come across his face.
Dad energy.
And as he holds the hug for a little longer, lets go, just... You got a knack of finding friends. Right.
Speaking of friends, well, this is Valentine first. She's a wanderer. She likes wandering.
You right?
And then we have kind of solved the worm problem, maybe?
Oh, I see. And he steps a little bit forward and hands one of the vials on his back towards Valentine. Just thirsty?
Yes, very much so. Thank you. And she'll take a sip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, delightful.
It is an apple and elderflower juice. It's very refreshing.
That sounds
Magnificent.
amazing.
And absolutely very refreshing. Thank you very much. Just what I needed.
Yeah, no worries. All right, I got this. You said you're solving the worm problem.
Yes. So apparently someone moved the worms here to this area.
Right.
And we met with the worm leader, her worminess, Queen Worm. And she is willing to stop attacking the village if the village is willing to share the crops with her. And she has this wonderful secretion stuff that is waterproof that the villagers can use for all sorts of things.
I will also be able to... What is this spell called? Wait, what? Oh yes. I'll also be able to enrich the land, so you'll yield double the crops. As long as you leave me alone for 8 hours.
And they will help keep bad animals away.
His jaw seems to almost slide open and just kind of stay there for a moment. as his entire face exudes this blank kind of energy almost. It's just...
Listen, they're worms. We didn't want to kill them. It's not their fault they were brought here. And the Worm Queen is with child and is very hungry.
You watch as his his hand kind of taps a flask on the side of his belt as he just says, "Not enough alcohol content for that information.
You don't drink anymore."
Let's cook it. I know. Let's just get a drink. He beckons everyone and walks away. He kind of pulls another one of the vials.
Wait, she sent envoys with us, and she taps on the ground.
There's a far smaller rumble as these 5 large worms pull themselves and pop up out of the ground itself, and he immediately kind of jolts backwards.
That's 1, that's 2. I think that one's 3, that one's 4, and that one's 5.
I thought that one was 5 and this one was 4.
We're gonna need to get
To be honest, I don't think they care.
leashes or bows or something.
Name tags.
Oh god.
Oh no, collars!
No.
All right. But they can't be fruits. They've got to be
They have to be
vegetables.
vegetables.
Your celery, your carrot,
Turnip.
turnip.
Potato.
I was gonna say, are they all root vegetables as well? Like,
Potato.
Biggest
Yeah.
one is-
Potato.
Adam pulls a handful of vials out and just kind of very carefully pops the cork on one and just kind of pours it, and the worm kind of begins to move its head underneath the stream, and he still looks very concerned as he goes ahead and pours the little vial out, pops the next one, and just kind of slowly gives all of these creatures a small drink of whatever smoothies he's pulling out. Just
This is so much.
mm,
I also don't have enough
this
alcohol for this.
this is a lot.
Well, it's either that or they take everything in the village, end up killing all the people, or everyone in the village has to move away.
All right,
We
don't
thought it
pull
was
your
a great
punches.
compromise.
All right, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, no. Let's go get some food. He kind of sighs and turns and begins to head back into the town slowly, as you watch him run a hand through his hair and under his breath, just, I was not the answer. I was thinking of people and what? He's just grumbling under his breath.
Okay, 1 through 5. You guys stay under the ground. We'll be back in a while.
And they just stay there. So they stay there for a moment before burying their way back into the ground.
And she follows Adam.
All right.
So is there a food shortage in town currently? Is that the problem?
Currently, yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Yeah, there is a shortage of there's a shortage of food. Adam has his own like private supply that he uses to make drinks out of.
For his
that
smoothie bar.
Yeah.
Well, I can create more food and water. It just has to be eaten within 24 hours. So if we want to do like a 24-hour feast or
I mean,
something.
Could feed
Yes.
the villagers since they're
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna ask Adam to take me to like the biggest farmland plot. And I'm going to cast plant growth there over the next 8 hours, which will enrich the land, and all plants in a half-mile radius of centered on a point within range will become enriched for a year. The plants yield twice the normal amount of food when harvested.
Okay.
Ooh, go Dawan.
Woo! Nature cleric! I heal nature.
Can I hang out in that field and like get some type of boon from
Absolutely.
that?
Oh, that's cool though.
Like,
You just
is
have
that
like
a
double
thing?
the flowers.
Like the biggest afro ever.
Yes.
I love
Beautiful.
Clothes turn into like a ballroom gown.
It's like
My
Cinderella
lord.
and the
it. Cinderella, Cinderella.
not too
Am
much.
I your fairy godmother?
So,
We have
I'm the
broken
pumpkin
Ray.
turning into a
yes.
carriage.
good lord. Ashtalora gets turned into the horse. pulled along. Yeah, Adam essentially begins to kind of just shout out to everyone in order to gather everyone together. You can definitely go ahead and create food and water, which the village will definitely appreciate.
I'll just tell them, okay, all the food needs to be eaten within 24 hours or it will spoil. So just don't try to save any of it. Just eat as much as you want, make as many things as you want, but within 24 hours, it'll be bad. The water, however, will be fine for however long. So, yeah.
And
They will
so
definitely
while
go ahead and take advantage.
everyone's having this banquet, Mara gives this speech.
Bard.
About the ecosystem and neighbors helping neighbors and having protection. And she's trying to convince the village that these worms are the bestest thing ever.
Part convincing, part science lesson, part
Right.
part nature lesson.
Part nature lesson.
Yeah.
Everything she knows.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Trying to convince them. Letting them know Dawan's plan of making everything healthy.
Yeah. It won't take too much convincing. They were pretty much following your lead anyway. So if you're the one saying that, like, yeah, this is weird, but it's going to be the best thing for this place, they are going to be inclined to believe you. Yeah, you can go ahead and begin this kind of process of converting people to your side, so to speak, and getting people on board with the idea as this food and water is being shared out. Dawan, you can go ahead and start casting plant growth on the ground.
Now someone's gonna have to learn how to speak worm. Because we won't be here.
As this is going on, Adam places a firm hand on Valentine's shoulder. And just, forgive me for intruding, but you weren't here when they left. Where'd they find you?
Oh, well, you see, I got lost in the cave system. I did manage to find some lovely crystals there, though, so it wasn't all for naught. I was exploring the forest when I came across a cave entrance.
Right. You folks are special. He kind of nods to himself before letting your shoulder go and just giving you like a fatherly pat on the back.
I think Valentine would say, certainly, we seem to be a unique bunch, but that's not a bad thing.
We have quite a knack of getting into trouble and also making new friends, apparently. So it kind of balances itself out.
Certainly an interesting combination. Yeah, I guess.
Something like that.
Are you planning on staying in the town, or are you traveling with us? Sorry a lot.
Aridin gives a look.
If I were there, I
No.
would give a look.
Mara would say, we could use a wanderer to show us about the lands.
You see her kind of think over it for a little bit, and she goes, wandering on my own is rather lonely. I'd rather wander with company.
Besides this one, Orin, he wanders so much. A monastery couldn't even give him roots.
Roots. The monks there were quite dull. I mean, even more boring than me hometown, and that's saying a lot.
Beautiful. Encounter roleplay. Thank you for the raid. Super appreciated.
Hello.
Nymeria, to answer your question, an Enkaima is a homebrew race that exists in this world. They are essentially plant people. But unlike a nymph, a Enkaima is far more plant than person. So it's a neat little mix, which the wonderful Melissa is playing.
She's so
yeah.
good.
I love everyone here. This is just a fantastic party
Can't
composition.
wait until we're not dealing with worms and we can dig into backstories.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
It's gonna be fun, definitely. Thanks for popping by. If you like what you see, go ahead and throw a follow down. We stream Mind of the Martyr every Monday, and we are currently raising money for. My throat just gave out there. We're raising money for helping out the Philippines after they have been hit by some pretty dreadful storms. You can see in the Nightbot there the donation link. We've already smashed our first target. We would love to smash our second one as well. And there's a few other games happening over the next couple of weeks, which will be going towards that as well.
Be sure to tune in on Friday for part 2 of the superhero two-shot.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And go ahead and check the Twitch VODs and catch up with the first one because it was fantastic. I caught the VOD afterwards. They are wholesome, they are brilliant, and yeah, we are here for wholesome content, as you can see by these wonderful people as well.
Despite the rest of the content currently in this
We're not
episode.
talking, I was going to say, we're not talking about the gross ass worms. We're talking about
the people themselves. Yes.
Yes. So, it's a bit of a mixture right now as, Mara, you kind of wrap up this speech and everyone is pretty on board. Not 100%, but they trust you. They're on board. They don't know why you'd lead them astray now. Adam is going ahead and beginning to just pour out some drinks to everybody. Just a collection of random juices and stuff. It's probably mid-afternoon right now. As everyone is kind of, or they were at least, in the middle of their daily work before being interrupted. Is there anything specific that we would like to do?
Yeah, at some point I invite the worms over and introduce them to the village.
This is a sentence.
This is 1 through 5. They are the envoys from the rest of the worms. So you'll likely see them pop by every once in a while.
Well, they have new vegetable names, okay?
As these
Yes.
large, as these large earthworms tunnel their way out of the ground and breach through the surface, a few or most of the townsfolk immediately reel back a bit before
And she would go and she would go and pet one of them. They're very nice. She's very strong-willed. She can do it. They're very nice. Their queen worm, she's pregnant right now, and so they've had to take a lot of food to feed her. But they're very nice.
Sorry, roll another persuasion check because that's just.
You're very nice.
Oh God, this is.
These
just...
are the worms. They're
23.
very nice. You'll love them. They're very nice.
Yeah.
They definitely
Yes.
didn't attack you. Don't.
They're very nice.
No, I didn't say that. They're
I
very
mean,
nice.
technically, they didn't. They defended themselves.
Sorry.
They never deliberately attacked someone. They only defended themselves. That's all they did. That was at a 23.
That was a 23.
Okay.
She's got a plus 10.
Don't
She has
ask
expertise and persuasion. So
Mara can
One
do
of
anything she wants forever.
Bards.
One of the villagers is a little too on board and actually walks up and puts their hands on one of the worms and is just.
And then gets eaten.
It feels gross. Kind of
Well, then
begins
why
to
did you do that?
just
That-
wiping off like sections of just like the stickiness around.
Now
the
that could be
worm still.
treated and turned into quite a nice waterproofing material for your boots.
or for your roofs. And they're willing to share it with you.
Yeah, no water.
And I don't know if it's flammable or not, but maybe. And if it is, you could use it as fuel
Now,
instead of wood.
we've been thinking we're gonna try to find where they came from and maybe bring them back there if we can. So this might just be temporary, but at least it's a way that you won't be attacking each other and they are not going to aggressively be stealing your crops anymore.
And they'll keep predators away. And the lovely
villager-
Dawan has made it so that your fields will be very fertile. So there will be plenty to share.
The villager themselves, they seem a little skeptical for just a moment before Adam drops a meaty hand on their shoulder as well and kind of brings them in, gives them a little tug and brings them into a big hug. One of those kind of like, like friendly side hugs. Just, well, protection, money, food. Sounds like a good deal to me, huh? And the villager kind of nods before receiving a vial of Adam's smoothie. Before Adam kind of chuckles and looks towards everyone. Just look, I'm not even gonna ask how in the flying fuck you managed to organize this or sort it out or any of that, but thank you for everything. Is there anything I can help you out with or help you do or anything I can pay you with? Because it's like this is a lot. Like this isn't a little thing. This is a lot,
If you hear word from Sally or Soap, try to send a message forward to us, yeah?
Ah, of course. Yeah, definitely. I can do that.
Mara would go, no payment necessary. This is what I do.
There's also some glowing rocks. I don't know if you know this. That probably are worth a pretty penny down just where the worms were. And she kind of takes one out of her bark to show.
Valentine also pulls pulls some out from her pack. Yes, I was
So
right.
she puts hers back inside of her pack.
Poor
I love the
Jackrander.
light so much. Oh,
Yeah.
so cute. I can't stand it. So
He
cute
looks
and
at
nice.
them a little bit in awe as he suddenly goes,
Also,
The
thank you, RPG
cops.
Anonymous, for the raid.
"The cups that I could make from this. Oh goodness, the juice is all gonna be glowy. It's gonna be great."
Also, it's sunlight. So if you needed like indoor plants or something, or your plants don't have to be afraid of the dark, is what I'm trying to say.
A greenhouse.
Interesting.
Adam, I know you can speak to your birds. Can you speak to other animals?
I mean, I speak to them. I don't know whether they understand me, but seems to work.
Well,
really
the
tried
worms
other-
could probably mine the rocks for you if you talk to them. Or at least make tunnels to make it easier for you to get to them.
I guess that's a conversation we'll need to have with them. I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
Should we
but-
talk to 1 through 5 about it? I mean, the queen will.
Can we teach
No.
you the spell Speak with Animals?
Right, basically. Let me teach you this song.
Have you got any magic book around?
She didn't want to just assume he was magical or non-magical, so that's what she asked.
No, he kind of just shakes his head. No, not at all, actually.
Oh. Perhaps we leave it at the deal that we've set up right now. You give them half your crop. They let you do the secretions for the waterproofing. You can supplement your income that way.
We'll see what we can manage. You've done plenty of work. Really, if there's anything that I can, anything that we can do to pay it back.
Can I see your birds?
I'm back.
Oh no!
We
A slight
We
glitch
dropped-
out.
So you can
That
move
one.
windows
yeah.
around now.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, while that's happening, RPG Anonymous, thank you for the raid.
I am now the one.
Oh,
Super.
no.
It is now I. Thank you so much for the raid. It's super appreciated. Hope you guys had a good evening. We are still raising money for the wonderful folks of the Philippines in order to help them out with their storm relief. If you do have anything to spare, I know it's the holiday season and it's also 2020, so finances are hell.
Everything
But
is
if
terrible.
you do have, yes. If you do have anything to spare, it would be super appreciated. We've already smashed our first target. We would love to smash our second as well. You join us at a strange time.
That's
What are you talking
putting
about?
it
This is-
nicely.
This is Friday for Mara. What are you talking about?
We have convinced a hegemony of worms to
Assist a village.
assist a village in many things to stop the worms attacking the village. It's something that only TTRPGs could do.
We've created a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, pretty much. So
You said there are ways to avoid combat. We avoided combat.
I expected you to avoid combat. I did not expect this, but I am so happy with it.
Lord.
So as Jacaranda asks this question, he just... Is that... Yeah. No, we're just doing that anyway. Come on, come here. He kind of signals and begins walking to his home. He'll go ahead and kind of just throw open the door. And yeah, there is a whole bunch of various different colored birds, all on various different perches scattered throughout the main room. They are all different colors and a few different breeds, and they all have small collars with a pin of a type of fruit on their necks.
So I'm going to like druidcraft a bunch of little like nests.
Mm-hmm.
Just like put them around places.
Okay. And as you're doing this, you notice a few of them float and fly onto your shoulder and just kind of hang out there for the duration. Ah, there he is. There's the king. It is me. It is Gnocchi. Surveying over all that they rule.
The king stream kitty.
So Mara would pull Orin, Aridin, and Darwin aside. I tried to say all their names at once.
That's one way
Didn't
to do
work.
it.
We ship it.
Do you think it's safe enough for us to stay another night, or do you think we should leave now?
Probably better to leave early in the morning. Get a full days of travel in rather than leaving now and then having to set up camp so soon.
Right, but you're being followed?
Think with the
I've been casting non-detection on the sword, so she hasn't been able to scry on us anyway. I don't know. Orin?
Well, with the last fight that we got into with them, they might need to lick their wounds for at least another day or two
Mm-hmm.
before they try to come back at us.
Agreed. We should be okay for one more night.
Okay. I would just hate to save the village from worms to have them be attacked by something else.
What time of day is it? Because
I have a feeling if we leave, chances are they will not be attacked.
So what you would probably need to,
Dewan, how could
yeah.
you say something so controversial? Yet so true.
So it's mid-afternoon at the moment. You need to stay at least another 7 hours for Dawan to complete her spell.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to bring you at least to the evening, possibly early hours of the morning, depending. So yeah. That may also impact your judgment in this situation. It is up to y'all.
I mean, I
if-
have to stay here for 7 more hours, so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're staying regardless.
Okay.
we'll just have to keep a watch.
Keep an eye on things.
Unfortunately, I don't have Jack to keep a watch this time. But tomorrow.
Well, we should probably spend the time filling in Jacaranda and Valentine if they're going to be traveling with us. Not everyone may necessarily be as gung-ho as I am.
What? Not everyone's looking to charge into danger head first.
Not everyone, but hey, it's what I do.
You're very brave.
I'm very something.
It's quite admirable, to be honest.
Dawan, did you need help with the spell, or...
I feel like I'm actually not there because I'm just in the field for 8 hours.
Yeah, Dawan's just standing in the field. Dawn is just standing in the field doing that thing.
I like that. I like to think that me doing this is just drawing in the dirt like a giant mandala in the radius of this half-mile circle, which is why it takes 8 hours.
I like to imagine the 5 are following her underground as she's drawing this big circle.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, too bad Soup's not here. Oh, wait, hang on. Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Okay.
Adam will offer you his place to stay again. And he kind of looks towards both Jacaranda and Valentine and just, it's for you. And he kind of points towards Valentine. I'm afraid it's not the most comfortable of arrangements, but I can offer you the same place down in the cellar to go ahead and rest your head. It's cool, and there's plenty of fruit around if you need a midnight snack.
Oh, that sounds perfectly comfortable. Trust me, I've slept in worse.
That sounds like a story for another time, perhaps, but sounds like a story, certainly. And he then turns to Jacaranda, and the ground is available still for you. I still have a bit of mulch that I can go ahead and spare as well if you're still looking for that.
Oh yeah, sure, thank you.
All right, wonderful. Your friend there is going to be there for some time. I think I'm going to pop into the kitchen and make her something. He kind of he does like an awkward like bow before. Yes, more stream kitties. More stream kitties.
The stream is just becoming
Wonderful.
cats.
I'm okay with this.
Cats.
I need to have this cat tree in my window at all times. Why have I not done this sooner?
Look at him. Look at that cat donut. Best donut.
So he heard you.
Oh my god. Oh no, I'm gonna die. There's so many good cats. I'm okay.
Yeah. So Adam goes ahead and does like an awkward bow. Just kind of trying to show his gratitude before he goes ahead and essentially begins to create in his house some kind of concoction of something. You occasionally hear him if you're nearby or when you return to the house. You would hear him just casually talking to the birds. Just, could you pass me that? No, not that one. That one. No, you're getting it wrong. Oh, you useless bird. Gives it a little scratch. Yeah. You have some time to burn, as Dawn has 7 hours to go through. So if there's any conversations or business that would like to happen during this time, you are free to do so. Otherwise, I'll go ahead and expedite the process.
I think Eridan would suggest that we go sit with Dawan so she's not alone in a field.
And then we can tell the tales.
Yeah, and then get to know.
Kind of share
Jack
the
and
stories.
Valentine, yeah.
Share the stories, the plans for when we do leave the town.
Yeah, definitely warning Jack and Valentine about the situation Orin and I are in currently.
Yeah.
And what happened to the rest of our party. Poof.
Mm-hmm. So as you sit around, you are regaling the events up until now to both Jacaranda and Valentine. You speak of how you got into this mess in the first place, the airship that was attacked, the people on it stolen. Orin was goaded by a mysterious individual before the ship itself began to crash. Another more powerful ship started firing at you as you escaped on the crystal cycles and ended up crashing into the beach. You speak about Torn and Zatane and how it was overrun by these Kruthic creatures. How you went to the city of Yilton in order to get some help and everything that transpired there. You speak of the sisters and traveling to the Fireplane and all of the business that you did there in regards to both Orin's past and Eridan's. And begin to review and regale that with Eridan's memory lost, the party found out that at some point Eridan's faction and Orin's faction were once at war, and that something is coming. Something that could threaten the entirety of Vega is coming. And there are creatures far more powerful than yourselves that are sitting and waiting and preparing to fight off whatever is approaching in the future. Right now, you're just trying to gather your information, figure out what's going on, essentially. And you would explain to Jacaranda and Valentine the next section of the plan. And to be honest, that would probably fill 7 hours in and of itself.
Right.
That would fill a substantial amount of time.
I kind of forgot, just how much shit we were in. We're in a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know things about anti-magic? And pulls out a cone, this weird cone.
Oh my god! And the thing that went in your eyeball? God, what is happening? Orin and Joe. I said Jorin. That's their ship name.
Jorin.
Orin and Jotra.
I'll actually roleplay this part. Yeah, he kind of. If any of you know anything about really magical items, or more particularly anti-magic, and he pulls out this weird cone that is it's stone, but it's also wood, and it maybe even a little flesh. It's all kind of everything kind of is built in together and interwoven. And he goes, well, see, the strange thing is when you cast an identify spell on this, it comes back as nothing.
It doesn't exist.
And if you... Poor Jotra. If you pump a lot of magical items into it, quite some crazy shit happens. So I don't know if any of you have maybe heard of any kind of artifact like this.
Have I heard a story?
Have I absorbed anything from the earth about it?
Oh my god, could you imagine?
I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Valentine would know anything about it. I don't think
either.
you are massively historically inclined.
No.
Jacaranda and Mara, however, I would like you to roll history checks.
24.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna use...
Listen, bards know stories. That's our thing.
Bards know so much, but also you're rolling so well. You have not rolled under a 20.
So I'm just gonna... I don't know anything, because I rolled a 1. So It's fine.
But halfling bountiful luck.
Yeah, you get to reroll.
Ones don't count if you're within 30 feet of me.
Awesome. Then I will re-roll that. Oh my gosh, I thought I got another one. It's a 7, but I mean,
It was another one?
I thought it was another 1, but it's a 7.
Oh.
I was gonna say re-roll it.
Okay.
Not great.
No, you can't. You roll it once, and if it's another natural 1, then that's what you get.
11.
11.
Hey, that's
okay.
better than 1.
You would know. Okay, so you would know the very basics. This artifact is actually from your home continent of Lathinkala. Or at least that's where it was kept. It was kept in a city called Zarenkard for a considerable amount of time, mainly because no one really knows what it is or what it does. And in order to kind of keep it away from prying eyes, it was kept in the city. You've probably absorbed rumors, but nothing definitive. No one really knows what this thing is. Mara, you also would have heard during your travels of this place in the middle of Lathinkala. I say the middle; it's not in the middle, but in Lathinkala.
Kind of eastern, I think.
Yeah, there are a lot of rumors about what this artifact is. No one has seen it, so this is the first time that you yourself have seen a visual of it. No one's had a visual description. Some people say that it is a section of creation that got mashed together, essentially. Some people are saying that it is some kind of creation by an ancient sect of the Magicanum. Some people are saying that the item is just beyond human comprehension and that it was pulled up from the ocean and that no one should be messing with it. Like, there's a big mixture of various different stories, but what it all comes down to is this thing is not understandable. Many people have looked at this, whether it be bards or wizards or super intelligent, scholars, or people who specify or specialize rather in artifacts and archaeology and things like that. No one has been able to figure out what this thing is.
No wonder you guys are always in trouble. Where did you get that from?
I was kind of made to steal it, and I would have conveyed that it was like from Zarenkard and like that I was from Lathinkala. But I was kind of made to steal it. Right after I left the temple, I was kind of brainwashed, and this strange creature approached me while I was at camp and spoke into my mind, and I couldn't resist it. And it made me steal this artifact. When I was trying to escape, I took a nasty spill and hit me head, and that's kind of when clarity came back. So instead of sticking around, I just kept it and ran. And ever since, I've been trying to get as far away from Zarenkard as I can.
Well, put it away.
So
The correct response.
I guess knowing all of that, would you still want to travel with us? Looking to Jacaranda and Valentine. Also, Orin, we need to get better at keeping secrets.
I trust these people.
I do too.
So Jacaranda kind of turns away from everybody. And she's still talking though, but not to any of you. And so she says, well, what do you think then? Should we... Well, I don't know. I didn't ask. You know as much as I do. And then she looks back at you all, and at Orin, she says, well, seeing as we're from the same place, I think maybe I'm meant to be where I am, at least for a while, and to see what happens.
I knew you were a blessing from the sisters.
Valentine's kind of deep in thought for a minute, and then she kind of pulls out her tarot cards. And Jacaranda, if I can get you to pull one for me, since I don't have access to my cards right now. And she shuffles them, kind of lost in thought for a bit. She's like weighing options in her mind about what she wants to do. And feel free to pull one whenever and let me know what you get.
You gotta show me that card art though. Ooh.
Which one
So
is
it
that?
says the star.
Oh my
Star.
god, what?
Perfect.
That's too good.
Perfect. She sees the card and she smiles at it. She goes, yes. I don't know how long I'll stay with you, but I see that my path has joined with you. I would be glad to adventure with you.
And Mara would go, I'm so happy that you two have decided to stay, because I am going to need help keeping an eye on these ones. Oh my gosh. Is there any way, Jacaranda, to get that cone back to your people?
Brock malfunction.
Back to my home.
Back to Laughing Kala, but
Whoever was trying to steal it is probably still dead, though.
that creature with the snakes for a face, I just think that... I think he might be after me, but he was definitely there at the time. That's why I ran, and I'm sorry, and I wish that I didn't take it with me, but I felt maybe it was safer. It was probably a stupid choice, but it's a choice I've got to live with now, so...
I just don't know if it's something that we can protect.
Would it be any benefit to take it back? I think if we already have it, going back, like they were saying, would just put it back in harm's way.
Do you know how to weave protections around it? I assume your people had some way of protecting it if they've had it for this long.
Did like Enkaima specifically have it, or was it like just in the area of the like where we lived? The continent? Is that what it is?
Sorry, a part of the sentence cut out for me, and that doesn't make any sense. Sorry, could you repeat yourself? I'm so sorry.
Were the Enkaima specifically like keeping this, or it was just in the area of Lathankala?
It's just on the continent.
Okay.
The Enkaima specifically weren't looking after them. The Enkaima don't really usually meddle in the affairs of other heritages.
And
other
I actually
individuals.
don't specifically know other Inkaima, really. Like, I just became aware that I had consciousness and started wandering. So I actually wouldn't really know.
Yeah.
Then it would have been more at Orin. The people of that place, they protected it for this long. They had to have some way of protecting it, right? How did you get to it?
I'm quite sneaky when I have to be. I mean, it wasn't very all that well guarded. I kind of just snuck in and grabbed it, and the whole thing's a bit hazy in me mind. It wasn't me own, you know.
Ray, does the cone, I don't know how to like word this. Do the cone and like the residue left behind from like the disappearing magic, do they feel the same? Like
No.
Okay.
No. The cone doesn't feel like anything. It has it doesn't feel like it's there, but you can grip your hand around it. It has no weight, it has no feeling, but it's physically there.
So I don't use any scrying magic, but do you guys know if someone would scry for it if it shows up as a space of nothingness, or does it just blend into whatever's around it?
I can try clairvoyance. It's kind of like that. It's a type of scrying.
That's not a spell that I've learned yet.
So it's worth a
So
shot as
I
long as
will
you're not pumping magic into it.
Turn around, walk like a bit. How far? I can do it within a mile, so I'll just walk a little bit away, and then I'll do clairvoyance on that, just like the area. So it would be where?
Okay.
I don't know what that actually does, but
You create
you
create a sensor that you can see from, and you can see you can place that sensor in anywhere in a mile's range.
I'm just not sure like how far it see. It's just like however much I could see or hear, I think.
Yeah.
In that general area. Okay. So would I see it? Do I see it through the?
As you go ahead and cast Clairvoyance, you use the ability to be able to see through the eyes of this intangible orb. You see all of your allies around you, the village, and everything in it, but you do not see the cone. It's just not there.
Are you still holding it?
Yes?
So like I turn. Well, I can't see it.
But it doesn't feel like nothing is there. Like it's not there, but there's not a nothingness there.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah, like I just
It's
don't
straight
see
up
anything.
just, yeah.
It's
So
just
it's
I'm
has his
holding
hand
a
up like that.
D4, and then the D4 just doesn't
Yeah.
feel. It's like holding.
Yeah, it's like I have a dice, but then when I do this,
Yeah.
oh crap! Now it's not doing it.
There it goes.
Yeah.
They
It was
find
doing it.
They find
The
You
blue
literally
screen.
see you
How interesting.
see like Oren's hand out, and you see like the slight crease in his skin, and that's it. The actual object itself does not exist.
Okay.
Well,
It's not there.
then I guess we should be safe enough, at least from someone tracking it down. I don't know how safe it is to carry it around, how it will eventually affect you or maybe the rest of us? Have you had any strange happenings since then?
At one point, Jotra attempted to pump a spell into it. It kind of opened and started smoking. And something kind of jettisoned towards me. It freaked me out for a little bit, but it kind of made me feel better.
I had forgotten about that. Yep.
I don't trust that thing. I forgot that happened. I don't trust it.
No, I prefer to keep it away, but you lot I trust. So I'm not going to be bringing it out all that much, but I thought you should at least know, if you're going to be traveling with us, that I apologize. I'm kind of an idiot, and I took a very powerful item that I have no business
You didn't take
holding on to it.
Technically.
But I have no business having it, but...
Well, I've heard about a song, and I don't think that I am powerful enough to use it yet, but I will work on it. And the day that I finish it, I will ask for the cone again and see what that song tells me. So out of character, basically, she's going to work on legend lore, which is like a few levels away.
Yes, good spell.
Nice.
Good spell.
Yeah.
But she will work on that as a spell for further down to try to figure out what this is.
Anyone else have any strange items?
Oh, I have something.
Cloth and collar bros.
And so, from like basically within her arm branches, she pulls out a wand and she says, "This tells me where secret things are. For secrets. Like doors and stuff."
Oh, that's really neat.
That can
So-
be quite helpful.
Did
If
you
we're ever
make
stuck
it?
anywhere and we need to find a door, I might be able to find a secret one.
Did you make it?
Actually, I found this one. I didn't know what it did, so I just thought really hard about it, and then it showed me a secret. And I was like, that must be what this does.
So along with the cone, we also have, did Sally take the sword, or did she say, nah?
She has one of them. You have the other
Yeah,
one.
but you have...
I have, okay, alright, I just wanted
She
to
took.
make sure I didn't
She.
have like a...
You still have Valirki's sword
Yes.
as well as your own, and
Yeah.
then Sally took the other one.
Yeah, so I don't have a keychain of swords. Got it. Okay. I may... Aridin has two. She has her double-bladed scimitar, and then it's a long sword, isn't it?
Valirki's is a stylized longsword,
Yeah.
essentially.
And a long sword. I also might have the Lita of the Luna Sarita sword. I've been casting non-detection on it though, so she can't find it. But that's a fun item that I have. And she might be looking for it. I see Dewan shaking her head.
Out of the immediate threats, this is the most recent.
So I'm just like, I know I'm the one that has been into this party the longest out of the 3 new people, and I just...
It's literally just all of you just going, these two idiots.
How are they not dead?
So what does this sword do? It's special?
The group that I was part of. The Lunar Cerritos now work for the Magicanum, and they hunt down casters and sorcerers that the Magicanum says are bad. They're trained hunters, and they use a special kind of well, I guess she'll pull out her sword and you'll just hear her and her sword suddenly this like moonlight wraps around it, and you see these runes glow and light up, and her sword activates. So her sword is the same, but it's a different... I can't sing to that one.
Is it just a different song and you don't know the song, or it's...
It's not mine to sing. I've also already tried that and may have lost my voice. Which is how we met Sally, who gave me my voice back. Yeah. Sorry, Dewan. I feel like Sally's gonna haunt Dewan forever.
Honestly, the fact that I left my notebook and my short-term memory is Dewan, sucks right now is great, because Kat's short-term memory sucks. So really,
little kitty brain.
The little kitty brain, it just hasn't worked its way into my long-term memory. So, who the fuck is Sally? Oh, right.
Iconic.
That was...
I don't have anything that's dangerous. I have this cloak, and she whips out a cloak. My husband gave this to me before his last trip. He never came back. But it offers me some protection. He told me to keep it with me always.
It's very sweet.
That is very nice.
Is that why you've been adventuring? Have you been looking for him?
No, he was lost at sea. I am pretty sure he has gone to the great beyond. I have just always liked helping people, and I didn't feel right staying at our home without him. So I figured I'd use the rest of my time on this plane to help others. And boy, do you need help. Stop picking up dangerous magical items. Sheesh.
I don't have anything as... Well, I have something magical, but it is nowhere near as exciting as anything else that any of you have. And you notice that Valentine takes a broom that's been strapped to her back, and she takes it off, and she puts it on the ground, and she steps onto it, and she starts to play.
Oh, you have the best D&D item!
I do.
Yes!
All I got was a wand of secrets.
Aw, I got the broom of flying.
Yes!
So I suppose you can say this is my party trick, but this is the best I got. Thankfully, nothing as terrifying as what you all have.
I wish that was the most exciting item we had. I think it is more exciting than what we have. It's much less cursed or wanted or being sought after.
Well, let's hope we can take care of these items and quickly.
Sorry, so rude. Where are you from?
Oh, I don't actually know. I've been wondering my whole life. It's sort of my practice, I suppose, being a witch and a cleric. It's an interesting mix. The wind is my companion, and wherever the wind blows, I go. That's just how it's been my whole life.
Have you always traveled alone?
Not always. Sometimes I make friends and, people to travel with for small ways, long ways, all kinds of ways. But eventually I do end up on my own again. Hopefully not forever. I'd definitely like to make more friends along the way.
Well, you're welcome to travel with us as long as you'd like.
Thank you.
What's the most interesting place you've been to?
Oh, and she talks. She describes basically an enclave of flowers that's like behind this massive rock face, and it's just this lush garden that was like untouched by anyone. And she's just, her face is so animated, and she's talking about these beautiful flowers of all these different colors, and it was this beautiful, just like untouched place. And she was like, and it was the most magical thing that I have ever experienced, and I do hope to wander again there someday and visit it. Although I don't want to take too many people there, I wouldn't want to tarnish its beauty. There's something very beautiful about something that's untouched.
That sounds so lovely.
I've been very lucky, me, my broom, and my cards. We've seen some very wonderful things.
I'd say that I'd like to see that, but yeah, there's something special about things that haven't been tainted, I guess.
Maybe I'll try and... I'm not much of an artist, but maybe I can try and draw it for you.
I'd like that.
Sounds good.
Q times, thank you for the raid.
Yeah, thank you so
Whoa.
much.
Woohoo, cute time.
You are here for some just wholesome shenanigans.
Oh, there's
The
so
party,
many. Hi.
the party are just getting to know each other a little better. As Dewan, it's probably about now that Dewan's spell probably completes, so you can go ahead and join in the
Settles
conversation
into the
if you
earth.
wish. Yes.
Yeah, I'll roll up, and I will also have alongside me, just like as if they've been here this entire time, Poultice and Pestle. Two cats.
Where's Mara's cat?
So here's a fun fact. Poultice
show
and
when he
Pestle
wants.
are two cats of mine that just show up as cats are off to do. Poultice is a very angry looking hairless sphinx with the saggiest tum-tum.
Jesse's descriptions are just...
Waterfall.
And Pestle looks like someone smashed his face in because he was a very, 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 very fat Persian.
Oh my god.
the most rotund.
Like that
Well-
picture of BB, just like a ball, 4 stumps for legs, for hands, and then like a head that is far too small for his body, but still is the perfect head for him. And like cheeks, fluffy cheeks, because he's a Persian. He's very fluffy, as opposed to Pestle or Poultice, who is very not fluffy at all,
Just saggy.
just saggy.
Valentine is delighted and instantly wants to make friends with them.
Pestle will trot up to Valentine and, true to form, smash his face against the nearest body part on her.
True to form.
Yes, good kitty.
Poultice, if you try to approach her, will hiss and like... Sorry, I had to burp. Stay close to my ankles. She is a one-person cat.
Ah. Valentine can respect that. She gets it.
But yes. So I stroll up with the 2 cats. I don't say anything about the 2 cats. They are just with me.
Ashtalora is still mad at Aridin. So, I think Ashtalora is currently... it's Jack or Mara. I think nestled next to Jacaranda. I'm just gonna have her go back and forth. She likes you two a lot. I should just roll for it. Yeah, so nestled next to Jacaranda.
Wholesome cat times. That's why everyone came here, because we love animals. Yes.
All the kitties.
The forward zoo.
Yeah.
Except it's just cats.
All right. Yeah, there's a few more discussions as you are now very much into night itself. At some point during the evening, Adam will bring out some food and drinks for you. You can go ahead and enjoy. As you're looking up, the slightly cooler winds begin to caress you. As you look up, you see a completely clear sky. You see one of Veka's 2 moons, as well as countless stars shimmering and shining. The night seems comfortable and quiet as you're having your discussions. You have a picnic under the stars together, getting to know each other better, sharing stories of your travels, things you've already been through, perhaps what you plan on doing in the future. It's a comforting moment of stillness. For some of you having been through a lot, for some of you having been through quite a lot, and especially after your worm ordeal, it's nice to have a moment of just nothing. Relaxing, shooting the breeze, and just slowly letting night overtake you, as it were. Unless there's any specific conversations you would like to go through. Eventually, sleep will begin to tug at you just a little bit as the night carries on further and further. You can either choose to retire in the cellar, or if you would rather pull out your bedrolls, you can go ahead and camp under the stars. And that is entirely up to you.
Mara would sleep under the stars, but before she sleeps, she talks to 1 to 5. And lets the queen know that her and her friends are leaving the next morn, but that the deal is in place with the village. And she will be well fed.
And one of them leaves, off to deliver their message. You certainly can do that. Yeah, it's up to the characters as to whether you would prefer an inside sleep or an outside sleep, but however that manages, you can go ahead and get a long rest. And as everyone is preparing for the next stage of their adventure, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the session there, as we are getting ready for the next exciting step. And there we are.
Awesome. Mara is the worm leader.
You're quickly turning into the worm whisperer at this point.
Worm whisperer.
Worm whisperer.
Oh my god.
Attendant to her wormness.
Oh my god.
Wormness.
Oh my lord.
I hate it. I hate it.
You had to make the worm queen Queen Elizabeth, man. Come on.
I couldn't help it. I'm British. Come on now.
Yeah.
Who else is it going to be?
God save the queen.
Oh yes, rather. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. This is going to be the last episode of The Mind of the Martyr for a little while, as we go ahead and take a small break for the holidays. Do tune in next week, though, as we do have something planned, but I will let Adam go ahead and chat about that. We'll be taking the 29th and the 29th, that's the wrong date. We'll be taking the 28th, there we go, and the 4th off to go ahead and rest up. We will be back on January the 11th for continuing this particular party adventure.
In a new year.
In a new year that's hopefully not going to be.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. No one's allowed to talk about what next year is going to be until it is next year, and we are well into next year.
Yes. True. We're gonna go around the horn real quick here and just let everybody say hello and plug what they would like to plug. I'm actually gonna start with Rochelle.
Dragon Gem Rochelle. I don't really have anything to plug. I will be playing EDH with Brew Tap Cast this Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you want to tune in, watch me do silly Magic the Gathering shenanigans. But besides that, just see me next Monday here. Excited.
Awesome. Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jesse, Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs. This is Gnocchi. He is a potato dumpling. If you like cool bony merch, I did some merch for Rusty Quill on their Teespring and Redbubble. It's deliciously off-putting. That's it for now. That's all I've got to plug. Catch me here on Mondays, except not the holiday season, because holidays. Yay.
Jesse's
Happy
driving
holidays.
all over the country.
Indeed.
During a global pandemic. It's going to be great.
Double indeed.
Yay! I have an at-home COVID test in my underwear drawer. It's great.
All right. Thank you, Jesse. Adam.
Hello, I'm Adam, Adam Hardy VO on the interwebs. I do post-production for Mind and the Martyr, so check out our YouTube channel at Friends Who Roll Dice, and also wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Google Play. We're on pretty much all of them because Anchor's like a godsend. So we're all over the place. But yes, next week, instead of doing actual Mind and the Martyr, I am going to take these lovely people on a holiday special jaunt in Christmastown. So
I'm so excited.
I'm a baby DM, so bear with me, but I did play test this with my home group this weekend, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, somebody has stolen Santa's favorite tree that actually gives off the fairy dust that helps reindeer fly, and it's up to Christmas elves and whatever Christmas characters this lot of beautiful people come up with to save it.
I'm so excited.
I am absolutely here for it. It's gonna be fun. Thank you so much, Adam. I believe, Cole threw in the podcast link. Also, YouTube and Friends Who Roll Dice. It is how I review and catch up with the episodes because I love to see what Adam has included, including, in many cases, his own sound effects, which is pretty bloody awesome. So go ahead and check that out. Melissa.
Hi, I'm Melissa at So Much Geek on Twitter and on Twitch. So here on Mondays, except for not for one of the weeks coming up. And then on Thursdays, I am on WorldSmith_Cam for a Cyberpunk Red game where I play Metal, a techie nomad. We're working into the new system that just came out recently. So there's a little bit of an update on that. And then sometimes I stream games on my Twitch. So those are things.
Awesome. Cole.
Hey, howdy, hey. I'm Cole. You can find me at Cole Moriel on Twitter. I do a lot of art things, and you should definitely stay tuned because now that I have finished my project, which was announced over on Rule of Lore, I'm going to be working on new character portraits for all of our new friends. I won't be on tomorrow, but on Rule of Lore, we're going to be introducing the rest of the party. So the overlay is finally done, so it's going to look so much better than last week. And I'll be in chat. You should come hang out. The party's really cute. And yeah, I'm excited to draw these guys and a whole bunch of other stuff that I got coming up. And yep, that's me.
Awesome. And introducing the wonderful Leona.
Leona!
Hello! My name is Leona. You can find me on Twitter at the Leona Maple. You can also find me behind the scenes at Vibrant Legends in all BIMPOC one-shot series. So if you are a BIMPOC and you like playing TTRPG one-shots or just hanging out, definitely come join us over at Vibrant Legends. I am the founder of that show, and it streams every Saturday at 2 p.m. PST on the Dicey Amazons channel, and the Dicey Amazons community is great, so you should definitely go check them out too. I am also a sensitivity reader. You can find out more about what I do on my Twitter, and I'm also on a upcoming podcast, a World of Darkness podcast called Blood Rush with Nerdsmith. So I do a couple of things, y'all. I'm not that many, just a couple. But that's me. Hit up my Twitter. I tell you all the things there.
Wonderful. As always, thank you so much to the entire cast. You are all fantastic. I am Ray. I have been your humble GM for the game. You can find me at Red Mage Ray on Twitter. You can find me here every Monday, DMing in this homebrew setting. Dice Priori, your timing is always impeccable. You always manage to raid us as we're ending. Thank you so much, but also, damn it. Thank you so much. It's super appreciated to see y'all here. Yeah, you can find me on Wednesdays. I do the production side of things for Transient Presents. We are currently in season 2 of Sleep Safe to Night Mother. It is a Cult Divinity Lost actual play. Content warning for that one, Cult is rather heavy in terms of its horror aspects. So your own advisory is going to be helpful in that. A lot of gore, a lot of psychological horror, so just watch out for yourselves on that. I do also normally play in a Saturday game. It's currently postponed for the holidays and will be back in January, which is Star Wars Exile. I'm playing a Grey Jedi. It's going to be fantastic. The credits are playing. I don't know why.
It was an accident.
It's fine.
I turned it off.
If you want me to shut up, that's fine.
No,
like,
I just realized
just
that.
say.
I think I uploaded it
You
to
don't have to roll the credits.
No,
Jeez.
no. I uploaded it to the wrong scene and I couldn't find it. And I thought I was like uploading it behind everything, and plot twist.
You're fine. I'm
did it.
messing around.
I'm sorry. I saw it happen. I thought because when it comes up, I thought I would have to hit upload or done, but it just started playing. I was like, nope.
Yeah, it just goes straight away.
Hi, I'm new at
so...
producing. I'm so glad I have makeup on so no one can see my face turn bright red. It's fine. Carry on.
You're fine. Don't worry. You're good. Yeah, so that's me. I have a few other projects that are currently waiting in the wings that should be starting up in the new year, which is super exciting. Yeah, if you like what you saw, or like any of these wonderful people here, please go ahead and check them out at their relevant social medias and their projects, and go ahead and support them. If you like what you saw here, go ahead and level 1 geek. Thank you for the raid.
Oh no!
How does this always happen?
Welcome to the Mine and the Martyr, rating just in time for credits.
Yes, just in time
You
for
should
credits.
stick around while we raid someone else.